I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our MoJo 50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Rid-U-Zone, that's R-I-D-U Zone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Rid-U-Zone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's M-A-T-T. Again, that's riduzone.com. R-I-D-U-Z-O-N-E.com. Rid-U-Zone.
MoJo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
Well, I hate to start things off on a downer note, but we have lost a national treasure, I think.
Well, I have good handwriting. And I like animals. And I think I understand why you're trying to help me.
You do? Great. Okay, now come on. Tell us something really positive about you.
I'm good with my hands. And I'm a pretty fair country cook. And I like to think I'm a nice person.
Just nice?
Very nice. Damn nice.
Make sure that Ted finds that out.
Okay. I'll try and tell him sometime when we're talking about me. Lord knows when that'll be.
You know, that was back when television was television, when it was good. Georgia Engel.
Georgia Engel.
She died on Friday.
How old was she?
70. She was only 70. And they don't know why she died because she was a Christian Scientist.
Yeah.
And didn't believe in going to doctors. Apparently, I'm a Christian Scientist, too.
Mary Tyler Moore is hot.
Yeah, she was. Anymore, she's cold.
I know you and I talked about that before.
Her mouth, the older Mary Tyler Moore
had the widest smile.
Yeah, the corners of her mouth almost reached her ears toward the end. I don't know if that's from plastic surgery or just as you get older, your mouth gets bigger. So Georgette.
Oh, as I get older, my mouth gets bigger.
Yeah,
I can promise you that.
And it opens more. You have to have room for both feet in it. So she was like the most. When she said something, it was she could be the funniest. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but it's a dry funny.
It really, it's a very dry humor. And it's was it Rhoda? What's her name? Brain cancer. Who'd have thunk she's the one that survived in that scene between Mary Tyler Moore?
That's true.
Yeah. What the hell's her name? Rhoda
Morgenstern was her last name on the
Morgenstern.
show.
Yeah,
I don't remember her real name.
Brain cancer, and she survived it. Everybody thought she was going to be dead. What, 2, 4, 5 years ago, and she kicked its ass so far. Another national treasure over in Paris, France. Notre Dame.
That's unfortunate.
Well, here's the thing: watching that burn. I've never seen it in person.
I stood outside of it.
Was it impressive?
It was very impressive, but I didn't get the opportunity to go in.
Yeah.
Just due to the family, the group that we were with. But I've stood outside of it, and it is a beautiful building. But I've seen pictures from the inside, and it's beautiful on the inside. And people were concerned that the smoke, the colors of the smoke they were seeing, was due to the pigment in the paint, all of the paint that's in there. I don't know.
Well, and they say that they've saved the majority of it, that the spire fell, but the columns and the towers rather have been saved. The thing was, the building dates back in, 1172. And they say it was never really finished. Construction began in 1163. Bishop Marie de Sully deemed the current Parisian cathedral unworthy of its lofty role. They decided to build this new structure, and it was, I mean, by all accounts, it was impressive inside and out. The things that got it in the end, the age and the construction, heavy timbers. You don't think about that, but the way this thing was built on the inside, just old, dry wood and a lot of open spaces. And by the way, no fire protection. No fire protection on this at all. Which, retrofitting a sprinkler system on a building that old is going to get expensive. Going to get expensive really quickly. But the thing is, when you consider what's inside, what is inside the building itself,
yeah,
the artwork, they believe that the tiny piece of the crown of thorns that Jesus wore during his crucifixion was in there. Stained glass windows, rather. Relics of both Saint Denis and Saint Genevieve were inside the spire. Ironically, they were placed inside the spire to protect the structure. The interior of the cathedral, priceless paintings, of course, and they say even a piece of the cross that Jesus was believed to be crucified on located inside, along with one of the nails.
Wow.
My question is this. You have artifacts that priceless in a structure without sprinklers, without fire protection?
Please tell me,
what in the world are you thinking?
Please tell me that they had removed some of these or all of these things while they were doing the reconstruction.
I don't know that they did. The reconstruction or the refurbishing, I think, was being done on the spire itself. So,
or at least the ceiling, because you can see all of that structure up there when it's burning. But wow!
But they apparently they saved all of these artifacts. But why in the world would you have all these priceless artifacts in a building that was not protected?
I don't know, because it's stood since the 1100s and hadn't had a problem.
Right, and until we get in there with electricity, although they had candles in there to begin with. And by the way, it wasn't owned by, because my impression was it was owned by the Catholic Church. It's actually owned by Paris, the city of Paris.
The city of Paris, yeah.
And the Catholic Church is able to use it in perpetuity. They can use it forever. Which, if you ask me, people have been... donations have been pouring in from, I guess, around the world to help rebuild it. The Catholic Church, though, has how many bazillions of dollars?
Oh, yeah.
It seems they could reach into their left pocket and go, here you go.
Here you go. Fix that.
Yeah. Have that fixed by next week. This thing took 182 years to build. 182.
The detail of the work on the outside of the building that I've seen with my own eyes was phenomenal. It was very intricate.
I can imagine. And first of all, think if you're the guy, because they say the fire was started up in the spire where they had the scaffolding and all that. Think if you're the guy that I don't know, whatever it is, left his
accidentally started the fire,
left the space heater on.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. That would suck. If in fact, whoever is up there is thinking, oh man, did I leave the coffee pot on? 12 to 13 million visitors annually. It's the most visited site in Europe. It's been destroyed before, though, they say. During the French Revolution, Notre Dame was ransacked. By the way, it is Notre Dame. Because you hear half the people say Notre Dame, and the other half Notre Dame. Notre Dame. It was ransacked and rededicated to the goddess Reason. The building itself used at that time for wine storage. The church resumed use of the building in 1801. Quite the impressive piece of architecture. And thankfully, again, they saved most of the structure. So that's good news. But I would think that there are broadcast studios that we've built to have better fire protection and fire prevention systems and fire suppression systems than what this church or this building had, and is housed these priceless relics.
I think the hunchback was smoking.
Could have been.
Dropped his cigarette.
Could have been. Did you see the gargoyles standing outside? Could you see the gargoyles?
Oh, absolutely, you can.
You know what the gargoyles were for?
I do not.
They were actually part of the water management system in the building. They weren't even added when the building was built. They were not there. They were added sometime in the next 100 years.
Define water management, because you said they didn't have.
Well, no, on the outside, rain. So
Gotcha.
when rain hits the building, what they obviously they discovered was that if it just rolls off the roof and all the way down to the ground, or onto the other roofs, it can destroy, the power of water can destroy the foundation of the other roofs.
Right.
So the gargoyles were added at the end of the drains.
To dissipate the water.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is probably where the whole the protect the building myth comes from.
Yeah.
Gargoyles. I mean, gargoyles look mean, but they are theoretically designed to, or theoretically they protect a structure. And that's probably.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. They're crediting a French priest as a hero for, I guess, saving the Blessed Sacrament and the Crown of Thorns from the burning cathedral. His name, Father Fournier. He's an absolute hero. They say a member of the emergency services crew was quoted as saying, he showed no fear at all as he made straight for the relics inside the cathedral, made sure that they were saved. He deals with life and death every day, shows no fear. So good for him.
Well, I don't know if the fire was contained to the top of the building or not. I'm hoping that people got those relics out.
Yeah, I think they did. I think most of those were taken out. And I hope that when they put them back in the building, they maybe have a fire suppression system around them. Two of France's richest men are donating hundreds of millions of euros to rebuild it. Again, where's the Catholic Church? The guy who is married to Salma Hayek. How'd you like to be known as what's the guy's name? He's the guy that's married to Salma Hayek. He's Mr. Hayek. His name is Francois Henri Penon.
Dude's got hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's known as Mr. Hayek.
Yeah, he's Salma Hayek's husband. He's donating 100 million euros, which is like $133 million in U.S. money, to reconstruct the symbol of France. If you really, I'm just playing devil's advocate, but wouldn't you like just donate that anonymously?
Wow, is that her husband?
That's her husband. That's what money will get you right there.
God, dog.
Either that or he is.
Jeez, dude.
Is it true what they say about you people, how you are gifted? It's true. It's true. So yeah, he and another guy are donating a lot of money to get it rebuilt, and hopefully it won't take as long to rebuild it as it did to build it the first time. Because I tell you, it's a weird feeling when you're listening to it and watching it on television. It's like watching, without the loss of life, of course, but watching the trade centers burn. It looks surreal. It's like, yeah. You never imagine those structures like that are vulnerable to these things.
Oh, is that a picture of the inside of it, Brad?
This is the Sistine Chapel.
The Sistine. Oh, I see it up there.
City, yeah. But no, I was just looking. It was fascinating to find out that the Catholic Church didn't, in fact, own it. Which, the best structure to have is one that somebody else owns. You can use. You don't have to worry about the insurance or anything else. But it'll take some time to rebuild it, and it will be with modern techniques. We'll see if they can't make it a little bit safer. Speaking of fat, were we? I don't know. We are now. If you are considering losing weight and coming up in the, in the new year, we're almost, we are a quarter of the way through the new year. And if your New Year's resolution was in fact to lose weight and you haven't done anything about it, it's never too late. Well, no, that's not true. Eventually it is too late, but right now it's not too late.
If you're still breathing and listening to the show,
if you can fog a mirror, it's not too late. Now, you may just not care anymore, and if you're at that point, whatever. But if you still give a crap about losing weight, go to riduzone.com and find out how the little OEA molecule can help you get rid of the excess fat. Now, it's not the magic pill. You're not gonna take it, and the weight's just gonna fall off you. You're gonna have to combine this with a healthy diet and some exercise, which you should be doing anyway if you want to lead a healthy life. At Riduzone and the OEM molecule found in olive oil, you could go and drink, I think, 11 liters of olive oil to get the same benefits as a bottle of Riduzone. It's a whole lot easier, trust me, to just take the Riduzone as opposed to gulping down the olive oil. Go to riduzone.com and find out how if you would like to embark on that new healthier weight and healthier lifestyle, Riduzone can help you out. I forgot to tell you yesterday, speaking of excess fat, I went to the post office and I was mailing something to a guy in St. Louis, and he had sent it to me in one of those a priority mail, medium-sized box, and he had just put another label on it and sent it to me via UPS. So I thought, all right, I wonder if the Postal Service, I took it in and I said, just because this is I packaged it all up and I brought it up to him and I'd marked out the priority mail, little markings on the side of the box so it didn't say, or they were marked out that it was a flat rate box. And I said, so if I've marked all this out, it's just a box now, can I just send this and you weigh it and all of that, and you charge me? Nope, sorry, that's a flat rate box. We have to do it. It has to be the flat rate. I said, okay, well, I'll just take it over to UPS. And they were like, okay, fine.
Really?
Okay.
Did UPS take the box?
Oh, yeah.
Because you marked it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
UPS is like, yeah, we'll take it. It's a box. It's a solid. Yes, sure, we'll take it. The Postal Service, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. It's not like they're raking in money hand over fist and don't need the extra dollars. You would have thought that they would have said, yeah, no problem. You've marked it out, so whatever. So next time you're feeling sorry for the Postal Service, don't. At least that's my recommendation. Hey, the good news is the mayor of Chicago is saying, hey, come on in, all of you illegal immigrants. She is welcoming them all as a sanctuary city. So at least we can bring them right across the border and send them right up to Chicago, which I think is quite hospitable of them. So good for them. Good for Chicago for stepping up. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, thank you for stepping up and putting your money where your mouth is. Excuse me, putting other people's money where your mouth is. It's about time someone actually welcomed these people into our country and gave them a nice, comfortable place to live. The fact that it's the murder capital of the country, I wouldn't let that bother you. If I'm the illegal immigrants, I'd be like, hell no, I'm going back to Honduras. It's safer down there.
Yeah.
There's some irony in that fact. You want to come into the country? You move to Chicago. Hell no.
No, thanks. I'll stay right here. Appreciate it.
But again, at least she's welcoming them with open arms. They can all stay on the south side. By the way, there is the old 721 train.
I hear it
in the distance. All right, help me settle another controversy here too. Is it Laughlin or Laughlin? Lori Laughlin.
I say Laughlin.
Me too. And I've heard Matt Locke say Laughlin, and then I saw some entertainment.
You can't put anything onto what Matt Locke says.
I know, but I saw some guy on ET Entertainment Tonight say Laughlin. I'm like, how do you get Laughlin out of Loughlin? It's
you don't
Laughlin.
say I'm lacking.
No.
When you're laughing.
No, you don't. And I've always heard it Lori Laughlin, so I don't know.
Although I may be lacking, the thing is it's Laughlin.
That's what I would think.
Lough.
Well, they feel manipulated.
Of course they do.
They feel manipulated. They have pled not guilty to the charges. She
That's
and her
irony
husband.
For you.
Yes.
She manipulated, but now she feels manipulated.
Exactly. Massimo Giannulli, her husband. Lori Laughlin, Mr. Laughlin.
Mr. Laughlin.
No, here's the funny thing. Have you ever been to at Target, the Massimo shirts? Massimo, that's him. Those are his shirts.
I didn't put that together until just now when you said that.
But he makes great T-shirts.
He does.
I like those shirts, and they're like $7, so good for him.
Massimo.
No wonder they can't afford USC. He's selling shirts at Target. It's a discount chain. The Massimo shirts are great. So now I'm on his side. I like his shirts. They claim that they were under the impression that they might be, quote unquote, breaking the rules, but not laws. They feel they were manipulated by those involved and are planning that as a part of their defense.
Uh-oh.
They realize how serious the charges are, but they feel that once the judge hears their story, he will see that they had no bad intentions.
What's the story? I mean, what's the line?
The pathway to hell is paved with good intentions.
Ignorance of the law.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Exactly.
They're accused of paying $500,000 in bribes to get Olivia and Bella into USC as recruits for the crew team, even though neither one of them had ever participated in rowing.
Crew. That's exactly right.
And they took pictures. Okay, now this is making me question whether or not Olivia knew about it. Olivia is the one that, lost all the endorsements.
Olivia Jade. Mm-hmm.
So they took pictures of her on a rowing machine and then sent them to dude, who I guess photoshopped them onto a canoe or a kayak. So,
oh my God.
So now I'm questioning whether or not she in fact knew that they were doing this.
Honey, can you do this? We just want to take video of you just so that in the future we can say that you actually did some work.
You never know when you might need a picture of you on a rowing machine. So it's a charge of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud and honest services mail and wire fraud. That's what they've been charged with. Maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000, or twice the gross gain or loss, whichever is greater.
They both pled not guilty. And here's the thing. They did that after speaking to an attorney.
Yes.
Who is saying, oh, yeah, let's just plead not guilty.
I say we fight this. We fight this one. Felicity Huffman, she pled guilty. They say she could spend like 4 months in jail.
She came out of it going, yep.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
But
and hers wasn't even the big screw up.
No.
Hers was the little one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 15 grand?
Something like that.
As opposed to.
Yeah. So 15,000, what does 15 grand get you that 500 grand get you that $15,000 doesn't? So they had to pay $500,000 to get their two kids, Lori Loughlin, her husband, T-shirt guy, into USC.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, it is, especially since I guess at least one of them didn't even want to go to school. Why would you? $250,000 per kid. Damn, I'd be like, nope, community college right down the street and it's free. Matter of fact, I did say that to one of them. He still won't talk to me. $15,000 though for Felicity Huffman and Shameless star. They say that your memory's the first thing to go when you get old, and I can't remember what the second thing is, but damn. So one of them, this will be, if they do end up going to prison, it'll be the Martha Stewart
William
prison.
H. Macy.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Frank on Shameless.
Yep.
If they do go to prison, it'll be the Martha Stewart prison. It's not like they're going to be doing hard time.
There's no hard time in this at all.
No, unless they want it. They might be asking for it. The Rich Solution is the proud sponsor of this segment of the program. And if you've not yet been to, I mean, you think prison is tough, you ought to try living Gwen Ridge's life. Woo!
You're talking about with Adam, aren't you?
Prison would be a welcome respite for Gwen. It'd be simpler, much simpler, less structured. At The Rich Solution, you'll find Gwen's story. She wrote a book about it, Make Your Own Luck. This is a woman who faced not only breast cancer, is still facing it too. I tell you about the conversation I had with her about, we were talking about, I was asking about her, the cancer. She says, no, I still have it. It's still in there. It's just, we've got it
managed. Yeah.
She said, it's going to get me. And I said, well, no, not necessarily. And that's true. I mean, I said, not mean to be insensitive, but I said, look, tomorrow you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You'd be in a car wreck. Yeah, there's any number of ways you could go before cancer gets you. You just happen to, all you did was get a peek at a later chapter in your book of life. Because none of us really knows how we're going to go. Even if you get the cancer diagnosis, you just don't know. It just is here's a little sneak peek at the future, or not.
Well, listen, I spent a couple of hours on the phone with Gwen this weekend, trying to get her show set up. She's doing her live shows now. And I'll tell you, she's an inspiration, quite honestly, to me, to other people, because, she's going through a lot. Don't get me wrong. She's still taking treatments and stuff like that, but she is working her backside off to make this her legacy, her radio show, her legacy. And that's fantastic.
And that's what we all face when we look back at it, it's like, well, what are we leaving on the planet? What are we leaving here? Will people remember me? Will they just forget my name? Will I just go away? And she wants to do something good for people. She likes people more than I do. She wants to do something nice. If you go to the Rich Solution, you can see and read about the rest of Gwen's journey. Plus, you'll find some great supplements. You'll find her line of handbags. You'll find all sorts of things. But the real takeaway is the fact that the Rich Solution is all about helping you live a healthier lifestyle and making your own luck and really leading the best life that you can.
Adam's texting us, by the way.
That's a shocker. Does he not have? He needs a hobby.
We do love you, Adam. Just saying. I do. I can't speak for Brad.
TheRichSolution.com. It's this day in history. Oh, this is going to be fun. We'll do it next on your Daily Mojo. Stay there.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
I'm Michael Pelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. Every now and then, something happens that resets your priorities. Sort of a divine slap to the back of your head to say, hey, you're focusing on the wrong stuff. And yesterday's fire at the Cathedral of Notre Dame, I believe, was one such slap to the back of all of our heads. The horrible fire that destroyed most of the iconic cathedral is a wake-up call. And that wake-up call was heard by many in Paris yesterday as hordes of people, mostly young people, gathered outside of the cathedral, watching it burn. And I know they wanted to be part of history, but they were singing as well. So all of those people we thought who were glued to their Madden PlayStation units with all their buddies in different parts of the world, they might have a soul after all. Add to that the comforting words of New York's Cardinal Dolan.
The people of New York unite with you and the citizens of Paris in sorrow over today's devastating fire. Count on our love, prayers, support, and solidarity. This Holy Week teaches us that, like Jesus, death brings life. Today's dying, we trust, will bring rising. Fraternally, Timothy.
Well said, Cardinal Dolan. And we hear donations are already pouring in to rebuild the iconic cathedral, rising from the ashes once again. Thank God. Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Mike Opalka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
S.K. Thompson just tweeted, Adam is the new man behind the glass. No, Adam is he's the man behind the throne. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Jack Hole, Angry Beaver, happiness is your safety meeting, only lasting 17 minutes instead of an hour, so now I can tune into MoJo 50. Good for you.
Yeah, you can.
Good for you.
And we welcome you.
Yes, we do, with open arms. Wayne much like Chicago and the illegal aliens. Wayne 007, I'm sorry, but sending illegals to Chicago is crossing the line when it comes to cruel and unusual punishments. I just wonder, did Lori Lightfoot, did she, I guess she was being sincere, but there's just something about that. Welcome to America. Now go to Chicago. I am not trying to sell any fire suppression system, but that's a damn good idea. Texas Yankee. Today's program brought to you by whatever fire suppression system. Brad seems to be secretly shocking today, maybe hawking. Either way. If you saw the tweet earlier, it's a fine-looking creature that a cassowary.
The one that's here's looking at you, kid?
Yes! Isn't that a beautiful bird? That is a beautiful, beautiful bird. Unless, of course, your name is Marvin Hajos. The
cassowary.
A cassowary. It's look at the colors, the purple neck and the little things that look like testicles hanging off of its neck. I mean, if I were this bird, I'd be a little pissed off. I mean, he really does look. He looks like what the hell are those things hanging off his neck? I don't know,
dude. That looks like something out of Jurassic Park.
It really does. Apparently, you need a permit to own these birds. As one Florida man found out, he was attacked and killed by his.
What?
It's the world's most dangerous bird. Police identified 75-year-old Marvin Ahos. He raised cassowaries. He was injured after falling on a path near their enclosure on Friday. Paramedics found him just after 10 o'clock in the morning, transported him to a hospital. He died of his injuries. Our crews worked very hard to give the victim the best chance. There were 2 birds on site. Taylor said it's unclear whether they both participated in the attack. So
they kind of have a velociraptor look to them.
They have a hell of a beak, and that thing on the back, they look like they have a horn on the back of their neck, and any one of these things, and the dangly things on their neck, they probably spit poison at you. They're similar to emus. They stand up to 6 feet tall. That's a damn big bird.
It's ostrich size, or just maybe a little smaller emu size.
Yes,
but damn,
they weigh up to 130 pounds.
What, do they kick him?
I don't know, but whatever they may be armed. They have 4-inch dagger-like claws on each foot. So yeah, a lot like a velociraptor.
Whoa.
So that's why you have to have a permit. It's though.
Well, the story is that the velociraptors came from birds. I mean,
dinosaurs all had the hollow bones.
Yeah.
Right? T-Rex could fly.
That's what they said on Jurassic Park.
Damn straight. I saw that documentary. The good thing about this guy, though, he went out doing what he loved.
Okay.
I wonder if he thought that the moment they were attacking him. But they're so pretty. Ow! It reminds me of Game of Thrones. And
I love doing what I'm doing, but if somebody beats me to death with a microphone, I'm not going out doing what I love.
But we will all remember you fondly if that in fact does happen. This was a big day in history. Yesterday, of course, was it yesterday? It was the day of disaster. Everything happened that everyone died. Well, first of all, Virginia Tech. That has been 12 years ago. Yeah, it was 12 years ago. Virginia Tech in 2007. That's when that shooting. How many? 32.
Yeah,
32 people were killed. And this song, remember this?
Don't give up on us, baby. Don't make the wrong seem right. The future isn't just one night.
Yeah, that's David Soul. Which is always ironic, that whole "Don't Give Up on Us" song, because he was later convicted of beating his wife.
Yeah.
It's
for those that don't know who David Soul is.
He sang that song. They know who he is. Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
Actually, the funny thing was he started his career as he wanted to be a singer, and he started as the masked or the covered man. So he went on Merv Griffin and a bunch of shows, performing in, playing his guitar, singing, and wearing a ski mask. He was like the unknown comic.
I started to say, I was going to ask you if that was him, too.
He was like the unknown
comic. I remember him.
That was Murray Langston.
He was a doofus with a bag on his head.
And as soon as he took the bag, it's like, why didn't Kiss learn that? As soon as Kiss took off their makeup, they just went, yep. Unknown comic, as soon as he takes off the bag, And David Soul, as soon as he took off the mask, he didn't get booked anymore. If you're going to lead with the whole mystery thing,
you got to stick with it.
Keep the mystery thing. That's dance with the one what brung you. And it was in 1943 that they discovered, and I say they, Albert Hoffman, a Swiss chemist working at the Sandoz Pharmaceutical Research Laboratory. He accidentally consumed a lysergic acid. It's a synthetic drug he created in 1938, part of his research into the medicinal value of lysergic acid compounds. He took the drug, formerly known as lysergic acid diethylamide. He was disturbed by, if you take
you can only say it right when you take it.
Right. Unusual sensations and hallucinations.
hallucinations.
And those too. Would you do it?
No.
You would never do LSD?
No.
How come?
No.
You ever drink alcohol?
Yes.
Same thing, isn't it?
No.
It's not?
I don't know. I've never taken LSD. Although you and I were having this conversation this morning.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would do it. He said
something about mushrooms and LSD.
The mushrooms. I've never done mushrooms. I've never done LSD, but I would. I would.
What's it called?
It's lysergic acid diethylamide, which you would think it'd be called LAD.
LAD.
But it's apparently the German spelling of it is there's an S. There's some S word in the middle, so it's lysergic something diethylamide. That's where the LSD comes from. It's German.
Wow.
He wrote in his diary, "Dear diary."
What kind of doctor are you where you accidentally take it?
I don't think he accidentally took it. I was forced to interrupt my work in the laboratory in the middle. I guess he'd be in it. I was forced to interrupt my work in the laboratory in the middle of the afternoon. Proceed home. He drove? Well, that's not good. Being affected by a remarkable restlessness combined with a slight dizziness. At home, I lay down. I sank into a not unpleasant. I'm going to make him French. It's easier. Yeah. Not unpleasant, intoxicated-like condition characterized by an extremely stimulated imagination. In a dreamlike state, with my eyes closed, I found the daylight to be unpleasantly glaring. I perceived an uninterrupted stream of fantastic pictures.
I'm telling you, if you can have an uninterrupted stream right now,
right
at age 40 or 50, it's a glorious thing.
It is, and you don't have to take all the drugs extra. Easy, extraordinary shapes, the intense, the kaleidoscopic play of colors. After some 2 hours, this condition faded away. What would you know? Okay, why wouldn't you want to do that? It sounds like fun. I have talked to people. I have friends who've taken it.
The dizziness thing gets me. I don't do well when I get dizzy.
You didn't say you got dizzy.
Yeah, you did.
Where does it say? After at home, I let not unpleasant, intoxicated-like condition characterized by an extremely stimulated imagination.
No, up above that. A remarkable restlessness.
Combined with a slight dizziness.
Yeah, I don't do good with dizziness.
That's probably woozy. He doesn't mean dizzy. Come on. You know Albert. He didn't mean dizzy. He meant, he meant like lightheaded. You know, when you'd have a beer and it's like, whoa, I got a little buzz going on. He said he intentionally took the drug, again, to confirm that it had, I need some more of that. I need to make sure that that's exactly what it did. Give me just one more hit. Just one more little hit. I just need one more little taste. That's all I need. It had caused it. He wanted to make sure. He published a report announcing his discovery. LSD made its entry into the world as a hallucinogen. It made you see things drug. Widespread use of the so-called mind-expanding drug did not begin until the 1960s, when counterculture figures such as Abby Hubbard, Timothy Leary, and Ken Kesey publicly expounded on the benefits of using LSD as a recreational drug. It was made illegal in 1965.
1965.
Wow. But why was it made illegal?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Probably because it couldn't be taxed. Steve Jobs writes about it in his book. From Apple, when he was growing up, he used to do LSD all the time.
Think about alcohol. Remember why they did the whole alcohol, the whole prohibition thing wasn't because it's interesting when you start reading about these things, why certain things were made illegal.
Exactly.
And imagine a whole country of people with, and even if you did make it legal, it'd be like pot. It would be, one of those things where not everybody's going to do it, and some people are still going to think you're going to hell if you try it. And does it probably have a negative effect on some people? Sure. Alcohol has a negative effect on some people.
It does.
So that's a libertarian side of me. I just think that everything should be legal as long as you, if you want to do it at home, great. Stay in your happy little house. And you can stay at home and drink, right? You can stay at home and get as drunk as a monkey in your own home, as long as you don't get into a car and start infringing upon other people's rights. That's the key. What is Stephen England? Okay, so I see Stephen.
He got a phone call from the Teamsters.
Okay.
And they asked him a question. His response and what they did with his response is actually pretty telling.
All right. Well, then, you know what? We're going to go to the Patriot Mobile telephone line, because Patriot Mobile is where you can go and get
That's
yourself.
what I'm talking about.
Exactly. You can get yourself a cell phone account that does not contribute part of your money to things like Planned Parenthood and the like.
The Patriot Mobile hotline.
Right. It is the Patriot Mobile hotline. Get yours today at patriotmobile.com/mojo and be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Does that count? Is that a commercial if I say Patriot Mobile 3 more times? Patriot Mobile, Patriot Mobile, Patriot Mobile.
Poof.
So it's like saying Bloody Mary in the mirror. Stephen English is on the phone. Okay, so you got a telephone survey from the Teamsters? Is that what they called you?
Yeah, they called me because I'm a Teamster. They said my number was selected at random.
Uh-huh.
So they go through the thing. They go through the survey, like, do you think the country's moving in the right direction? I said, yes. And then they said, do you think the Teamsters are moving in the right direction? Well, we just got a new contract. They gave us a raise. So I said, yes. And then she goes, okay, I'm going to say a few names, and then you say strongly support, mildly support, don't know, or don't support.
Right.
Right, the 5 choices. So the first name she comes out with is Donald Trump. And I said, I strongly support. And she goes, Donald Trump? and I go, yes, I strongly support Donald J. Trump. And then she's like, Miss So-and-so, hello?
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I'm right here. And she's like, and then the phone goes dead, and I stay on the line because I'm still connected.
Right.
And then she comes back, and she goes, hello? And I go, yeah, I'm still here. Click.
Wow. You did not answer the way they wanted you to. Shame on you.
No. But I was like, what kind of push survey is this that you don't even take the respondents?
Right.
Finish the survey.
Well, and are you shocked when it all comes right down to it?
No, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Actually, I laughed like hell.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just it. It's the mask just slipped off their face for a moment, and apparently she didn't know how to put the mask back on quickly enough.
Right.
Yeah, if she'd been smart, she would have said, okay, thank you for your participation in the survey. Bye. and you never would have known it. It's so typical. That is how all of these polls, all of these things that you read in the news, the 87% of respondents were against Donald Trump's immigration plan. That's because they hung up on the other 13%.
Exactly.
Again, it's not surprising, but it certainly is amusing.
I was hoping to get to Elizabeth Warren so I could tell her I had reservations about her.
Oh, I see what you did there. Thank you. Yeah, very nice. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling.
See you,
we'll
Steven.
talk soon. That's
funny.
It's true. They just.
Have you ever gotten a call from telemarketer where you just?
Oh, yes.
I know you. When I very first met you, like the second day, you got a call and you were walking around with your phone.
Oh, it's fun
telling
to do.
them you were like the sheriff's department or something.
Yeah, if you have the time, if you have a few extra minutes when you get a call like that, you just play along with them, because the thing is, every second you keep them on the phone is a second they're not making money off of some poor schmuck, and B, it's wasting their time, and they get pissed off when they realize you've been messing with them. And Doc was a genius at it. He'd get a call and he'd answer it and he'd go, yeah, and he'd put the phone on mute and he'd keep doing whatever he was doing, and he'd hear them stop talking. And he'd unmute and go, tell me a little bit more about that last thing. And mute. He would keep him on the phone for, I saw him at one 20-minute conversation at my house he had with one of them. And it was hysterical. And the carpet cleaning services are the best. There was a guy who used to he put out some tapes, and I think he's still online. And it works too. You try this because you usually get those. We're going to be in your neighborhood. And we'll clean your carpet,
checking roof inspection, cleaning your car. Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
But the carpet one is the Thomas Mabe. That's the guy's name. And so they call him and he'd say, "Yeah, it's really good you call. Can you get blood out of a carpet? I mean, not just a little blood.
I like Tom Mabe. His stuff's funny as hell, dude.
I mean, we're talking a lot of blood. Can you get a lot of blood out of a carpet?" Well, yeah, yes, sir. I think we can. Good. How soon do you need to be here? they're putting the manager on the phone and everything. So yeah, it is entertaining if you have the time to just mess with those people. I was looking for a good theme song or theme music for our. We need to start doing an Odyssey update. I'm wearing the Odyssey.
Oh, look at that shirt you're wearing.
I'm wearing the Odyssey Network shirt. Have we decided? Is it Station Odyssey? Is it
Odyssey Station?
Odyssey Station.
Odyssey Station.
Yeah,
I mean, that goes better than Odyssey Radio, but it is a radio station. But I like saying, wouldn't it be cool to have like the computerized voice for the top of the hour ID?
Odyssey Station.
Welcome to Odyssey Station.
Yeah.
It needs to be female, though.
Welcome to Odyssey Station.
Not Brad playing female. It needs to be female.
Whoa. Now, are you judging what I want to be, what I'm playing? Wow. I thought this was a judgment-free zone. Now I know.
No, hell no, this ain't a freaking judgment-free zone.
Damn it. If you haven't listened to Odyssey, you can go. There's a link at MoJo 50, right?
There is not a link at MoJo 50.
That'd be a stupid idea to put a link to Odyssey at MoJo 50.
There will be. The site's being redesigned as we speak.
See, there you go. Did you ever read, and we put this little update in either every day or as often as I remember to. Did you ever read the Book of the New Sun?
I did not.
I didn't either, but apparently it's a huge science fiction, work of science fiction. Gene Wolfe, the author, died Sunday at the age of 87. He's never quite as famous, they say, as a couple of his peers. His writing was loved intensely by his fans. They called him the Melville of our time. The greatest writer in the English language alive today. Well, that was up until Sunday. The level of praise seems hyperbolic, but until you've actually read his best novels and stories to some, Wolfe's writing represents science fiction's strongest claim toward creating capital L literature. So
define capital L literature for me.
That's a good question.
Russ, what is capital L literature?
Yeah.
I'll get a text momentarily.
Gene Wolfe is dead at the age of 87. So science fiction world has lost one of their biggies. Don't forget to listen to and watch Odyssey Station. Welcome to Odyssey Station. You will the website is actually odyssey1.com.
Yeah, ODYSY1.com. Now we've revised the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. If you go out and look for Odyssey Radio on Facebook, join that Facebook page. We will begin to place announcements out there pretty much every day now. We're growing. We're making a few changes. We're growing. We've got a lot of new shows coming on tap. I mean, that are gonna. I've been talking to a guy about a Bigfoot show, who has done a show with Les Stroud. You remember him? Survivor Man?
Les Stroud.
You don't remember Survivor Man on Discovery?
Do I? Yeah, vaguely. I'm not sure I watched it.
Him and Bear Grylls were the two that would go out for like a week at a time.
Oh, yeah. And eat
Yeah, Les
grubs.
Stroud.
Okay.
This gentleman that I've been talking to did a show with Les Stroud, the big Bigfoot show that Les Stroud did. But he's got
It was called the Bigfoot show?
He is a cryptozoologist.
Every time you say that, I think of cryptocurrency.
No, cryptozoologist.
Bigfoot. But the show wasn't called Bigfoot, was it?
His name's Jeff Stewart, and he's going to do a show with us. The guy's pretty well known across the country. He does speaking engagements about Bigfoot hunting and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna do a show with him pretty soon.
Frustrating is that got to be? Your whole career is based around looking for Bigfoot, and you can't find him.
Can't find that damn thing. And what's cracking me up is in today's time, with cell phones that take high definition images,
and trail cameras,
we still get blurry shit.
Right. I mean, all these trail cameras are great. You can stick them out in the middle of nowhere, and you can either have a picture taken every 5 seconds or motion activated, and still nothing. I'm telling you, those Bigfoot are clever. They are clever little bastards. They see them.
Russ answered the question about what is it? Capital L literature.
Capital L literature, and he said,
"You got me."
Beats me. Thank you, Russ. Thanks for clearing that one up. Did he know who Gene Wolfe was?
Oh, I'm sure he knows who Gene Wolfe is.
Did you know who Gene Wolfe was?
No, I did not.
Then how do you know Russ knew?
No, because I know Russ.
Well, he didn't know what capital L literature was.
Russ is like the sci-fi master.
Until it comes to capital L literature, apparently.
Have you seen this guy's setup when he travels to the conventions?
In the
in Galileo,
yes.
his van.
Yeah, I've seen the van.
And his setup there, he's got a complete replica of the Starship Enterprise captain's chair. It's beautiful.
I have not seen that.
God, dog, it is beautiful.
You ought to, that
and
van,
he has a scale replica of the Starship Enterprise.
and that van is fast. Let me tell you. You know how much the speeding ticket is for going warp 1? Hell. Is that a phaser in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? That's all I'm asking you. I'm just as big a goober. I am just as big a geek. I went to the.
We got to get your UFO show up.
I know. I'm working toward that. Well, I went to went to the Magic store meeting on Saturday.
Wait, the Magic store meeting?
Yes.
Where is that at?
At the Magic store.
Oh,
it's over in Fort Worth. The Magic Fort Worth Magic and Costume. A friend of mine owns it, and he.
What's the meeting about?
Magic. What the hell do you think a magic meeting's about? It's magic.
Were they showing you how to do tricks?
Yeah, they show you tricks, and you can buy them, and it's everybody just kind of comes together for fellowship and coffee and magic, and it's a mirror. It is a mirror of yourself. It's just funny. I mean, we're a bunch of goobers. This is so. Remember in high school when you tried to be so cool and everything, and then you grow up and you realize, and you look in the mirror, you go, "Damn,
look what I have turned out."
No wonder I couldn't get a date. Hey, pick a card, any card.
Oh no, I was straight up dork when I was in high school.
I
was a band geek. I was an ROTC geek.
Mm-hmm.
My kids now, if I even mention the letters ROT and C to my kids, my 13-year-old, she's like, "Stop talking." Please don't open your mouth anymore, Dad. That'd be great.
I was in the FFA. I castrated a sheep. I have gotten to the point now where I went to Kroger and to the post office yesterday wearing black socks and pull-on shoes.
With shorts?
With shorts. I looked down and I thought, what in the hell has my life become? Oh.
Back in the day, we looked at people like they were idiots. Now we're like, damn, this is comfortable. I'm just going
to... Look at my shoes again, MFer. Right. I will kick your ass.
And I don't give a damn what you think about what I'm wearing.
I'm covered in sawdust, walking through Kroger. My hair's a mess. I got black socks on, pull-on shoes, and I had gone to a magic meeting on Saturday. Just in the words of Sam Kinison, if you see me working on the lawn this weekend, just shoot me. Just one in the back of the head. That's all it takes. Just kill me now. I guess it does beat the alternative.
I guess.
At least that's what I've been told. I'm starting to wonder if that's actually the truth. At least I'm not going to get killed by my hobby, my cassowaries.
I'm not gonna, no, I don't know now. If they're your hobby,
I'm not going to get attacked by my birds. What do? I raise 6-foot-tall birds with hooks on their feet and a beak that'll kill you. Watch this. Wow.
Yeah, they group them in with alligators and a couple of other leopards. And they're like, oh my God, it's a bird.
As Taylor Swift says, they are a daydream dressed like, or a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Because they're really pretty.
They are.
They're awfully pretty birds, but they're like my first wife. Awful pretty, but she'll kill you. She'll take everything from you and leave you a husk on the ground. Notice I didn't say second wife because there still may be a lawsuit pending there.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, though, whatever. She looks, a cassowary is actually better looking. Still the mother of a child, though. Which brings back happy memories of mom.
Oh, yeah.
She's not dead. My mom's still alive.
Yeah,
It just brings back happy memories. Food. My mom would not know how to cook wild rice unless it came in a TV dinner
don't
tray.
They make it easy, though?
I'm not sure she could figure it out. I mean, maybe she could. I don't know.
Look, I can't boil water. But this stuff's pretty easy to make, actually.
It is. And the beauty of it is that the sampler pack that you get for Mother's Day, if you go to MoJoWildRice.com, even if your mom doesn't know which knob on the stove to turn,
Yeah, because there's if you're watching our video right now, there's one right on the desk.
It's right there. It's a thing that looks like a sampler pack.
Yeah, it's the Mother's Day.
It's not the coffee next to it. It'd be a sampler pack. What's in the sampler pack, you ask? If I had my glasses on, I could tell you.
Well, just reach anywhere on the desk, and a pair will appear.
I wear black socks, slip-on shoes, go to magic meetings, and can't see. Just shoot me. Okay, so Mother's Day. Let's see. In the pack, it's hazelnut honey, which is really good. I'll tell you that. Delicious blueberry jam, a pure soy candle. There's more stuff than that. I'm telling you, this thing. It's maple syrup.
I would get that joker for the maple syrup.
The maple syrup is good.
We tried some that day they were here. Holy crap!
I know. Yeah, when Lori and Jay come, they know how to make it. I mean, they're experts when it comes to preparing this stuff. So they make it wonderful. So does Chef Patrick. I mean, when Chef Patrick made the waffle mix with the chicken inside, I'm like, oh man, I wish I could. No, I don't wish I could do this. Chef Patrick's here. I don't need to know how to do this. He can do it for us. The wild rice pancake mix. It's the perfect breakfast, and with the soy candle. You can save 10% on the Mother's Day crate or any item in your cart when you use promo code MOM10 if you get your order in by Sunday, May 5th. Guaranteed delivery for Mother's Day. Don't wait. Make Mom think you planned this all year, whether or not you did. Go to MoJoWildRice.com and use promo code MOM10 and get something nice for Mom. And maybe she'll make you pancakes for breakfast. You never can tell.
Oh, no, she'll make me those waffles.
She might make you the waffles. See, if my mom did it, she'd have to send them to me in the mail.
I've had those waffles. I had them with syrup on them, and I've had them with ice cream. Both times they were phenomenal.
Oh, that's
Chocolate
right.
cinnamon.
Didn't we have those on Black Thursday?
Black Friday?
We did. Black Friday. One of those black days. I don't know. I just remember eating that. That was good. MoJoWildRice.com. Coming up next, it's your headlines. I think Brandon made it in, finally. Mojo 50.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. This morning's Paris sunrise illuminated the fire-scarred walls and charred rubble of the Cathedral of Notre Dame, the ancient landmark devastated by yesterday's fire that brought down its iconic spire and consumed its medieval roof. Thousands filling the streets of Paris, singing and praying as the Gothic cathedral burned. But there is hope for new life for the building. Its main structure, including 2 bell towers, still stands, and already some of France's wealthiest citizens are pledging hundreds of millions of dollars to rebuild. No official word yet on the cause of the fire, but there is speculation.
Officials are saying that it might be linked to renovations currently underway at Notre Dame. The cathedral undergoes fairly regular renovations, but right now they're undergoing a pretty extensive and expensive renovation on that very spire that fell. So that's where the suspicion immediately lies.
Correspondent Angela Charlton in Paris, French President Macron calling the 12th century cathedral the epicenter of our lives, and he is vowing to rebuild. There is plenty of grist for the mill as the Trump administration studies proposals for fixing the country's broken immigration system.
Among the ideas being considered are new travel restrictions on people from countries with large numbers of citizens who overstay short-term visas, targeting the remittance payments sent home by people living here illegally, and punishing immigrants here illegally for using public benefits like food stamps.
Correspondent Matt Small. The long-awaited Mueller report due for release Thursday. It will be an edited version of the report. The redactions cover grand jury testimony, material relating to ongoing investigations, and other sensitive information. Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 149 points. NASDAQ futures better by 31. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's D-I-A, thrive.com.
Bottom line, if you want to lose weight, go to riduzone.com. That's RIDU zone.com. Riduzone has helped countless people lose weight, and they can help you too by boosting your metabolism and making you feel a little bit fuller naturally. Riduzone.com.
Say what you want to say about Cortez. She's not unattractive. Whoopi Goldberg, ugly as dirt. She one ugly woman. She ugly. Whoopi is jealous.
Making radio great again. The Cartel with Nat and Ron. Weekday afternoon. MoJo 50.
Wow. Hey, guys. Ron Phillips from the Conservative Cartel. I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our MoJo 50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Riduzone, that's R-I-D-U zone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Riduzone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's M-A-T-T. Again, that's riduzone.com. R-I-D-U-Z-O-N-E.com. Riduzone.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titties.
We wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50. Mothership has landed.
Wait, so it's in to wear black socks and slip-on shoes?
Quite literally, my fiance's little brother.
Uh-huh.
And this is a true story. He will literally walk around in basketball shorts, tennis shoes, and black socks that he actually hikes up. And I'm asking, at one point in time, I was like, dude, why are you doing that, man? Like, is that like cool now? He's like, yeah, this is the way all the kids wear their clothes
nice
nowadays.
I'm finally cool.
So guess what, Brad, you're in.
I am finally cool. How old is he?
He's 13.
I'm cool with the 13-year-old.
You appeal now to 13-year-olds.
Oh man, Mojo Jedi said the curtain has been open this morning at Mojo 50. They're a bunch of geeks. Nerd on, my friends. Nerd on. I have been a goober my entire life.
Yeah, well,
it is.
Who hasn't?
It's so much easier. It is so much easier than trying to be cool.
You know what? My theory about being cool, I think the vast majority of people are just not cool. In effect, the cool people, the ones that everyone thinks are like the popular kid in school and like the dude that everybody likes, they're actually the weird ones when you think about it. They're the weird ones. We're normal.
If you look back, if you look like at the quarterback of the football team and all that, what are they doing now? What are they doing? I mean, look what we're doing now. Look what they're doing.
Yeah,
now.
what are they doing?
Yeah.
What
is the what's the head
seriously? What are they doing? Do
now?
they have like a they have a job opening? Or
yeah, because if they're paying, I mean, I can write.
Cool. Yeah.
The head cheerleader, what's she doing?
She's probably pregnant.
She's got 6 kids somewhere. Yeah. I mean, except I tell you what, Bridget Valentine. I went to high school with her, and Bridget Valentine has at least. Every time I've seen her in the times on, I know what they say about Facebook. Everybody looks like they have a charmed life, but she has like the perfect family. And she was a cheerleader in high school, and she married Tommy Seiler, who was the stud on the baseball team. And they've been married now for I think like 30 some odd years. Yeah, they've got their kids are beautiful. They've got, I mean, it's just like this fairy tale romance.
Yeah,
makes me sick. They're obviously faking it.
There's
no way.
I do not believe like one damn
It's like
post on Instagram anymore, or Facebook about living your best life. You hashtag blessed. Like look.
It's like
we're all hashtag blessed.
Yes.
All right, we're all hashtag blessed. We all have things to be thankful for. All right, but if you're trying to like present to me that you have this perfect life and that like everything is great and honky dory and everyone should be jealous of you.
Did you say honky dory?
Honky dory.
No, let's just let him go. Let him go.
I immediately just assume that you have one of the worst lives I have ever seen. Because quite literally, no one who actually has a life that is worth living is trying to front a life on Facebook, trying to show everybody on Facebook. You're trying to sell me something. Is what you're doing.
That's correct.
All right. If you have more time to try to sell your life on Facebook, chances are you're not having a really good time in your real life. So sorry, folks. I'm sorry.
Well, you have one extreme versus the other. They're either telling you that their life is perfect, or they're just going off on their life. They're like, "Oh, everything sucks right now.
Yeah.
My house payment. I can't make the house payment."
Or you've got Carrie Malinak and Keith. They've got this disgustingly perfect family.
Oh, I hate them so much.
I'm telling you,
Carrie. Oh,
Carrie. I'm telling you, there is a dark, dirty secret behind that family somewhere.
Yeah, I do not believe that smile that she has, that infectious smile.
And she's so nice. I mean, she acts so nice all the time, and she seems, like smart, and she works at church.
Oh, look at me. I'm such a good Christian. I'm happy all the time, and I have a great
No,
marriage.
they're Lutherans. It's different.
Oh, look at me. I'm Lutheran. Which is not Christianity, but is Christianity.
I went to see her on Friday. I had to drop some stuff off, and I had to get out before I got the Lutheran on me. You just never know. But
take a shower.
That's a perfect life. There's something going on there. It's that deep, dirty secret. And now I find out I may not even have to walk back into Kroger with the socks and the pull-on shoes.
Wait. So now that you found out you're cool, you're going to try to be uncool? Is that what
Well, no. Kroger is now having driverless cars deliver your groceries to your house.
Oh.
We live in a really interesting time in history. Kroger partnering with autonomous car company Nuro, which is a lot like Nero, which is a lot like the Matrix.
Yeah.
So Kroger is partnering with the Matrix to introduce driverless cars to its grocery delivery service.
Nero was not in the Matrix.
Doesn't matter. It still sounds like the Matrix. It makes a much better story.
That was Neo.
Neo, same damn thing.
Well, I mean, just one guy. I just started a fire in Rome and played the fiddle while we watched it.
Thank
burn,
you.
And the guy.
Same guy,
saved
right?
An entire species by sacrificing himself to a virus.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Slight difference.
Connect the dots. I think so. They have made a number of investments toward expanding their digital and online delivery business. Last mile delivery. And it's got a picture of this car that I guess pulls out. It's a weird looking. You can take that picture right there, and it's kind of a freaky looking little. It looks like it's a little bit smaller than Doc Thompson's skateboard.
Just a hair smaller.
Actually,
that's kind of cool.
This is definitely how I kind of pictured the future.
It looks like. What does it look like? It looks like
because the one thing I always thought was, look,
a minivan.
You're gonna have at some point
a very
in time
small minivan.
Yeah. You're going to have your groceries either developed or delivered to you one of two ways. One is a drone,
Right. They're going to drop it. Right. Drop it right over here.
Well, the way I actually saw it happening was everyone has their own drone, like they would have a car, you know?
And you would send your drone out.
You'd send your drone out to go and pick up your stuff. And these drones would actually be relatively large, just like a car.
Yeah. Like the size of a cassowary?
Like the size of a cassowary, right. But the other thing is like, inclement weather, you can't always have your drone out and about, So if you need something
and
while
you can't
there's
have
like
it out there when
weather,
you can't have it out there when it's raining either.
Well, I don't know about that yet.
I can tell you that little van looking thing right there, that there's no way that little joker would hold all my groceries.
Is that, what? Hold on.
You don't know how much. You don't know how much. Ron eats Cheez-Its.
Well, so I guess it's just like you order and it pulls up in front of your house and you don't have to leave the house. Well, you have to walk out the front door.
You put your code in, it opens the doors, you get your crap out, and it goes on its way. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty
How
cool.
close can they get it to the front door? Can they just pull up on your lawn?
Because if your ass is lazy enough not to go to the store, you don't want to walk all the way out to the street.
That's where we're headed. Think about it. That's where we're headed. We're headed to the point where it's gonna come up to your front door. It'll unlock. It'll put everything away, and you will have to do nothing. and then Rosie the robot will cook everything for you. And all you do is, come home at the end. Now, you won't even.
Does anybody remember that damn movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
Wally.
I love Wally.
You remember WALL-E,
Wally.
where everybody sat in their chairs that moved around because they were too fat ass to get out of
Yes,
them?
that's where we're
That's where we're
headed.
going.
I actually have no. Yeah, I bet that is the way it's going to be.
Jeffy's practicing daily. He's almost there. See where it got him.
I hope that one day. Here's my idea. I think that literally one day automation will completely take over, with the exception of like a few jobs here and there. And quite literally, we will be living in an economy that is completely automated. And we won't have to really do the day-to-day stuff. The only things that will literally be in, like, be able to do for a job is like what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, except robots will never take over for like human sex and stuff. They'll never be able to replace humans when
Brad,
we need love and companionship.
Brad,
What?
That'll be the first to go. That'll be the first.
Although somewhere they're making machines that will
Careful,
milk you.
Careful.
Milk you. Is that what you said?
Did you say
they will milk you?
I saw that too.
They're in
will
Japan
milk
right
you
now.
if you're too embarrassed to do it your damn self
Yep.
at a sperm bank.
Yep. You can just
You just walk up there, throw your joker in that
Yep.
son of a gun, and it just milks you.
Have you not seen this, Brad?
How much do they cost? I mean,
Brad's like, I need to go.
Dude, the more they played that video, I'm looking at it going, wow.
Sir, you've been here every day for the past month. I know. It's only $20. Same as downtown. And I don't have to listen to the blah, blah,
I'd be
blah.
broke as a damn joke.
Where is it? He's down to sperm bank again.
Is it? No,
Jeez.
but hang on. Don't people pay you for your sperm?
Oh, my gosh, that's even better. You're going to pay me to milk me?
I think you have to have.
Oh, I'm so in.
I think you have to have, though, like a 48-hour waiting period or something like
Why?
that. I just saw it in a movie. Not that kind of movie.
Oh, then it's a bunch of
But
crap.
like they were asking this guy questions.
just
They were
saw
like,
it in the
have you ejaculated in the last 48 hours?
No.
And the guy's like, no.
Can you clue? What's the right answer? Yes or no? There's no. Love My Tummy, by the way, the proud sponsor of this segment of the program, at least for today. If you go to lovemytummy.com, you'll find out about gut bacteria. It's very important. Next we'll probably find out it is related. Gut bacteria will somehow be related to sperm production. Why not? It's related to everything else. You laugh, but I mean, if I had said a year ago gut bacteria was related to depression, I say sperm now, and you laugh. You laugh at me when I say sperm and gut bacteria.
It is funny.
I'm just going to see if I can say sperm and gut bacteria one more time. There, I did it. Go to lovemytummy.com. I'm just going to leave it right there, lovemytummy.com.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
Sperm, gut bacteria. I think I'm drunk. What was in this coffee this morning?
I have no idea what's going on. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Thank you, Ron.
Hey, remember I said I'd never taken LSD? I have now.
5 stories. I'm just trying to move it on down the road, guys.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
I milked all your time.
While Brad Staggs is on drugs, these 5 stories I will read to you with hugs.
Okay.
I don't know. Thank you.
It's the effort that counts.
Oh, yeah, 5 headlines I've got for you. One of these is fake. And you've got to decide which one. You also should not cheat. Don't cheat. Don't do that.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Play the game. Be proud of yourself when you win. First headline. Police say mom destroyed Walmart displays. Son exposed himself while dog stole cornbread mix.
Wait.
It's like
all those were in the same thing?
It sounds like one of those songs about mom destroyed Walmart displays. Son exposed himself. Dog stole cornbread mix.
Wow.
A mother and son are facing criminal charges after officials say they brought their unleashed dog into a Walmart and wreaked absolute havoc. Officers responding to a report that, sorry, I could tell you, it's like, and I just unleashed havoc. It was a quiet day at Walmart, but they didn't expect.
There are no quiet days at Walmart, dude.
And all at once the trouble started.
Dude ran around playing helicopter. Dog was eating the freaking cornbread mix.
Played helicopter.
Come on, you've never played helicopter?
Perhaps we just move along.
Officers responding to a reported theft at the store at Eau Claire, Wisconsin last week found 46-year-old Lisa Smith screaming in the entryway and trying to catch her dog. Boo! According to police. Police say, Boo! Was running up to customers as Smith erratically started pulling apart store displays and placing them in her cart. After leaving the store at the request of management, Smith allegedly started to perform karate moves in the parking lot. As the bizarre scene unfolded,
it was Tai Chi time.
As the bizarre scene unfolded, police say Bo tried to walk out of the store with a box of Jiffy cornbread muffin mix.
It's the best.
Well, 25-year-old Benny Van removed all of his clothing and exposed himself to shoppers. Van then retrieved new clothing from the racks, but did not purchase the items, according to police. When officers approached the van, he refused to stop and attempted to run over one of them with a scooter.
Brad, that sounds like LSD day. I'm just saying.
I think it's in the water.
The whole damn family came in and went, oh, it's Walmart. Nobody's going to notice.
Both Van and Smith were subdued and taken into custody. Van is charged with lewd and lascivious behavior, disorderly conduct, and retail theft. Smith is charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and misdemeanor bail jumping. Bo was caught in the store and brought to the Humane Association.
Oh.
I like the fact that the least crazy person in this story is the dog.
It's the dog. Dog's like, thank you for getting me the hell out of that house.
Please get me out of here. The dog fled to Walmart is what happened.
The dog fled to Walmart, immediately started looking for something to get his ass out of the house.
Yeah.
Let me steal some cornbread.
Take me to the pound
That's
now.
the smartest dog I've ever heard of in my entire life. Like, dude, there's something about Walmart that makes crazy people crazier. If I just go in there, I have a chance. I've got a chance. Oh. Americans have actually shown more support for Bernie Sanders after learning that he's a millionaire. Wow. Isn't that crazy? According to Pew Research Center poll found on Wednesday, likely Democrat voters at one point in time were asked, would you vote for Bernie Sanders? At which point 68% said yes. However, that shot up to 71% the moment that they informed them that Bernie Sanders was actually a millionaire with 3 homes.
Do you know why that makes sense?
Why?
I have no idea.
I don't either. But actually, I kind of expected it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. In 2019? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The remaining 32% of voters agree that with all of Sanders' policies, but cannot bring themselves to cast their ballot for someone who owns 3 homes. Apparently,
what if this is the fake story, Ron?
It could be. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it is.
Okay.
Let's see. What the hell? No, later. Rats drank it. Cop says 1,000 liters of seized liquor disappears from police station.
Rats? He's blaming it on rats?
They're blaming it on rats. Over 1,000 liters of seized alcohol kept in the storehouse at Bareilles Cantonment Police Station has disappeared, and local policemen blame rats for guzzling it down.
Wait a minute, was that an Irish accent there? Are you suggesting that the Irish are drunks?
I couldn't actually figure out if it was Irish or what, so I just kind of threw a bunch of crap in there.
I'm Irish right now. I'm hating you.
Sorry, Irish people. I was very insensitive.
Wow, just can't believe it.
Rats have also earlier been blamed for polishing off seized liquor in dry Bihar, narcotics in Jharkhand, and currency notes in Assam. They were also held guilty of causing floods in Bihar. The latest incident came to light on Wednesday When the Malkana, I'm going to guess this is in India, where seized items are stored, was opened to bring out the body of a stray dog which had sneaked into a few days ago and died inside. But when its doors were opened, it was also found that several gallons of country-made liquor seized from illegal manufacturing units have vanished into thin air. Staff then blamed the rodents.
Well, yeah.
So the police...
Well, that's what I would have done.
Yes.
The rats did it. Breast milk for adults may become new cash cow.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
The cow thing.
yeah. Mother's milk is not just for babies anymore. Not at all. Global chemical giants Dow DuPont, and BASF.
Have you been drinking breast milk this morning?
I am, yeah. Are investing millions to ramp up production of an ingestible sugar found naturally in breast milk. Infant formula makers such as Nestle cannot get enough of the synthetic ingredient. Now the companies are eyeing a potentially bigger customers, like a double D's, adults. DuPont estimates that the annual market could reach $1 billion. Human milk oligosaccharide is the third most common solid in breast milk after lactose and fat. HMO escapes digestion,
You are
allowing it to
sucking
reach
the
colon,
romance right out of this.
where it feeds benefits. Should I just read this? HMOs may explain why breastfed babies tend to fare better.
No, that just got creepy.
Than formula-fed children, Brad. Yeah.
Just got
Hey, Brad.
really
Brad.
creepy.
Brad.
Ugh.
According to early research, HMOs strengthen the developing immune system in babies, helping fight infection and inflammation while aiding in brain development. So the new studies show that it also will help adults.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Strange unicorn sheep saved from death by 2 cases of beer.
I don't doubt that a bit. It's beer.
Duh. When a South Australian man laid eyes on Joey the unicorn sheep, he knew he couldn't let such a rare animal end up on someone's dinner plate. Michael Foster is a stock agent, but in all his years being around sheep, he had never seen anything like Joey. The unusual sheep has a horn growing from the middle of his head, making him look like a unicorn. Joey's mythical appearance comes from one of his horns not fully developing, making one of them more prominent than the other. I thought it might have been a joke to start with, but I thought, yeah, it looks like a unicorn. To the best of our knowledge, it is the only one in Australia.
I want to be a dentist.
And Mr. Foster found that he was destined for the barbecue. He knew the sheep was special and had to be saved, so he offered up 2 cartons of beer for the sheep. 2 cartons of Fosters.
Okay.
Yeah, those are your headlines.
Okay.
Mom destroys Walmart with son and dog. Democrats are actually all about the millionaires. Cops blame sudden disappearance of liquor on rats. Breast milk for adults is now going to be the thing. And a unicorn sheep got saved by a couple cases of Fosters. Which one is fake? You decide. But first, Brad Staggs.
You know, I'm drinking the Cartel Bold flavor this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a mixture of Matlock and regret. Thank you. Actually, it's really good. It's the bold flavor, especially when you put it on strong brew, which just to piss off Matlock. But I think he's just finally given into it. If you go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, you'll find all of the fantabulous flavors, including the Brandon Morse Code Monkey Bread Blend. I feel like I'm missing a word when I say that. The Brandon Morse's Code Monkey Bread Blend. But I'm not. Which is very good with cinnamon in it.
Yep.
Cinnamon
is good.
And if your mom likes coffee, there's another option for you, too. You can order up some great American Pride Roasters coffee send that to her.
Yep.
Send that to her along with the MoJo Wild Rice gift pack. Just look at all the crap your mom has put up with over the years.
I know.
I mean, all of the nasty. I mean, she's changed your poopy diapers. She's hell, that was when you were 16.
I remember that. Yeah.
Just do something nice for mom. Don't skimp.
Exactly.
Buy her something. Buy her a new car. Buy her some coffee, and buy her the MoJo 50 Wild Rice MoJo Wild Rice gift pack. Buy it all for her.
All of it.
Get something from every one of our sponsors and send it to her. It's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. All right, here we go. All righty, Ron. Which one's fake?
I'm going with the I'm going with the drunk staff thinking that the rats drank the alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the rats too.
You going with the rats?
I'm going with the rats.
All right.
Going with the rats.
Let's see here. Jackie McJackal said that unicorn sheep is fake. I am insult the IRC's below. Oh, never mind. Go ahead and hit me with the. Bernie Sanders is fake.
Is it?
It's fake.
What?
It is fake.
Actually, it gives me a little hope for the country. A little hope.
There is no hope.
There's a
you know
little
why
hope.
it's
There's
fake?
a smidge of hope.
You know why it's fake?
Why?
Because the Democrats will never allow it to get out, at least in the mainstream, that Bernie Sanders has 3 homes, and that he is a millionaire.
Well, he didn't make $1 million last year. It was only like $550,000 last year.
Really?
I mean, have you tried getting by on $500,000 a year? It is not easy.
Don't even talk to me about it.
I mean, you have to go to the day old bread store. It sucks. I mean, you can't even get fresh Wonder Bread.
I can't have it like just made in my home, in my kitchen by Consuela.
No, you'd have to fire Consuela.
Oh God, no! I cannot fire Consuela. I cannot do that.
Send her to Chicago.
A free exchange of ideas. MoJo 50.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
I got my
MoJo 50.
I got my mojo working out.
Live free.
I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working out. But it just won't work on you. I got my mojo working. But I just don't know what to do, y'all.
The Daily Mojo.
I'm starting to worry about Stinking Duck.
Why's that?
Because he's been very agreeable and he's like playing along. There's something wrong. He says, I vote the Bernie getting more support after revealing millionarity.
Oh, so he won.
He did win, but I don't know. He's just been way. It's like you come home at night and you've pissed off the wife somehow. And she's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just go to sleep.
So you think at some point in time he's just going to unleash the crazy?
Oh, he's already done that. He's already done that. It's just you just never know when the other shoe's going to drop.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
And who was it was it ELS Jackhole? Where did hers go? They're just flying by so quickly it's hard to keep up with them. She didn't want the milking station. She didn't want to clean it up.
The milking?
Because she asked if that would be, if the person who cleans it up, would that be a milkmaid?
You know.
Thank you. Well, I have to thank her. It's her, not me.
Well done. I actually have, because, somebody's got to collect that stuff. And then somebody's got to wipe it down. And somebody's got to sterilize it. All right? But you have to understand, At that point, that thing is like the village bicycle, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You're not the first guy, and you won't be the last. And yeah, it's gross. Can you imagine that if for any reason they get lazy and they don't keep up with sanitation standards? That's the risk that you take whenever you do this kind of thing.
Like
when you use a public receptacle.
It's like my first wife.
A literal sperm dumpster, if you will.
A lottery winner has sued her son over a $10 million loss.
What?
Well, it seems that, and surprisingly, this comes to us from Jacksonville. That's in Florida. 90-year-old winner of one of the largest lottery jackpots in the history of the country, suing her son in Duval County Circuit Court. Gloria McKenzie claims that she lost more than $10 million because of how her son and his investment manager handled her money. I'm guessing he's not going to buy her a Mother's Day gift this year.
I'm pretty sure that this year, they're probably not going to talk for a very, very, very long time. I think that maybe their relationship is over.
She's 90 years old. They won the $590 million Powerball jackpot in May of 2013. At the time, it was the second largest jackpot in history. She took the lump sum of, how much do you think you get out of $590 million lump sum?
I'm going to guess at the end of it, I'm just going to throw a number out because I know it. 350.
Very close, 370.
Yeah, okay.
Which actually isn't bad.
I mean, that's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money that the government was like, hey, we see that you got super duper lucky.
And we'll take some of
this. This will probably never happen to you again in your entire life, and it very rarely happens to anybody ever. But you know who was a real winner here?
The children?
All the people that we have currently on the dole. That's what it is. They're all going to feel good about yourself because they're going to take part in your luck, your winnings. Yeah. So, and by the way, we're going to keep accelerating our entitlement programs. We're just going to go ahead and feed more. So we're going to take more money from you if you don't mind. Thank you. All right. Congratulations.
Well, when they won, the son bought a 6,300 square foot 5-bedroom home and moved his mom in with him.
What?
So he liked her at that point, and he paid him $1.2 million, moved her in with him. Court documents now show she's living in Pennsylvania. Apparently, they're not living in the same under the same roof anymore. She says she lost $10 million because of how her investment manager and her son handled the money. She says they'd never handled such a large account. I know there's several bells. It's just that she's 90. Over a 3.5-year period, they charged millions in fees to manage the account. Also says that he tried to isolate the mother so she wouldn't scrutinize his advice over the years.
I don't understand. So she's mad because they took a chance on something and lost $10 million of it?
Yep.
Okay, so
she's 90. She's crazy.
I'm just gonna assume that's stupid. And it's not like you don't have 340 more million somewhere.
Right. What's she going to do? She's 90. She's got one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel. I mean, she's ready.
I like that. That's a good one.
But
yeah, no, you're correct. Like at that point, just
what do you have? I mean, what are you going to spend that money on when you're 90?
Yeah, no joke. I mean, and I mean, isn't at that point in time, aren't you shouldn't you be over the idea of worldly stuff like that?
Right.
I get it. You want to make sure that, your financial, but his financial future is secure, and he took a chance and he lost. That happens.
Unless he's a dumbass.
Well, he might be a dumbass. I don't know, but still, it's just a little much, lady. How about you live out the remainder of your years in the presence of loved ones that you gave birth to? But who knows? Maybe I'm just missing some. I'm missing some. Parts of the story.
And none of this would have happened in theory. Remember, investment involves loss. If they'd gone to Era Capital Management, if they had done that, they wouldn't have had to have been, they would have had an honest guy. They would have had Jake there, and he would have been honest up front. And but again, it's not to say, you have that kind of an investment. You never can tell. You're right. You open yourself up to loss.
Yeah.
It's the same. Investing is like love. Loss is the price you pay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the love of your mother and the investment advice of your son. I mean, how can you get a closer relationship than that?
Exactly.
How am I doing here?
I'm feeling warm and fuzzy on the inside, Brad.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really. Era Capital Management, he'd like you to have that warm, fuzzy feeling when you retire, because it's much better than the cold, prickly feeling.
That's right.
The warm fuzzies are so much better than the cold pricklies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Jake, that's what he endeavors to do with your retirement funds. Maybe you have lost money. Maybe, wouldn't that feel good if you called him and he said, you know what, I found you some money. He may find you that lost 401k you forgot about from 10 years ago at that nasty old job you had that, you're going, what'd that ever do for me?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, hey, look, I found a 401k with a buttload of money in it.
Yeah.
And it's got your name written all over. I mean, you won't know until you talk to him. You won't know until you go to eracapitalmanagement.com and find out what the chances of you not living in a cardboard box under the freeway are.
Living in a van down by the river.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I kind of
living off government cheese. Your life, your era. Invest in it. Era Capital Management LLC is a registered investment advisor. Investing in securities involves a risk of loss. Visit eracapitalmanagement.com or call 509-559-6229. That's eracapitalmanagement.com or call 509-559-6229.
Eric Brunetti's probably pissed because I think he probably had a really good idea of how he was going to be able to retire.
Mm-hmm.
He started a company, and he wanted to trademark the name of the company. So he goes to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, the PTO, and he applies for a trademark on his name, on the name of his company. They refused to give him a trademark on this.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the company is FUCT. Fooked. Fuka me, fuka you. It's
I was going to make that joke.
And that's why they won't give him a trademark.
Yep. That's exactly what.
Well, technically,
just
it
log
is not.
in the office and just be like, sir, have you seen
Are you wearing a fooked shirt? These pants are fooked.
Let me, sir. Your request is pretty fooked.
By the way, it's not pronounced fooked. It's the other way.
Oh, it is pronounced that way?
It's the other way.
It actually is.
Yeah. I just cleaned it up a smidge.
So had that conversation.
This is I am wearing, man, have you looked at my fooked pants? Because, man, they are the shiz. So the government will not give him a patent or a trademark on FUCT because they have, I guess it's the Lanham Act, will not allow the federal government to patent anything that is crass. They say it protects against the registration of some profanity. For example, it always allows damn. It's sometimes, there are kids in the car, you got 3, 2, 1. It sometimes allows ass, cock, dick, and pussy. As to the extratory words, the government allows feces, poop, and turd, even though their meaning is identical to shit.
Today I learned I could say the P word.
Well, I'm talking about a cat.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I don't know what you were thinking. I was talking about a cat. A cat, a chicken, a donkey, and some guy named Dick.
Mm. Yeah.
He continued, the government will also allow piss and urine in patents. The PTO grants trademarks which vividly reference genitalia, as with the phrase pink taco. Is that what?
Yeah.
I've never heard a schlong referred to as a pink taco.
No. That's not.
Oh, it's the other one.
It's the other one.
Oh, sorry. It's difficult to identify a fair, neutral principle that explains these differentiations. This, according to the attorney. Although the government claims it has content-neutral prohibition of profanity, excretory, and sexual marks, that clearly is not true. This is what Brunetti's lawyer has said in court. Elsewhere in filings, the Supreme Court attorneys for Brunetti said the PTO impermissibly judges the views of the applicant since approval turns on the meaning the applicant gives to their requested mark. Again, why couldn't if you are pronounced if it's FUCT, why not Fucht?
That would actually they could get away with that.
But they're saying, I mean, even if he.
But so he had to have gone in there and said, no, it's the word.
Right.
I said the word. And they to which they would have to respond, we can't do that. But he could have gone in and said, no, you freaking weirdos, get your minds out of the gutter. It's pronounced Fucht.
It's the grapist.
Exactly.
It's the grapist.
It's the grapist.
Yeah, I grape little kids at time to the I'm going to grape you. What? That's just... What?
I'm going to grape you in the mouth. Yeah, it's
grape juice, kids. It's what...
We're just selling grape juice, you sickos.
Right.
Yeah, see, he could have gotten away with that.
And it's all... It is in the eye and the mind and the ear of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
It's the... Is it right for the Patent and Trademark Office to be the judge of things like this?
Right.
Or does society, as soon as we start allowing these, I mean, come on, remember the shorts with pink across the butt?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't take a long stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
So it's okay if we just disguise it a little bit.
Yeah.
Mojo Jedi, what's a pink taco? Call me. We'll talk after school.
Yeah, we'll tell you when you're older.
His legal briefs, they say, they're replete with tasteless and offensive language. His attorneys expect they can avoid vulgarities altogether during Monday's argument. First of all, just imagine the hearings involving this, and the attorney standing up in front of the court. Dad, I would pay good money to watch that one.
I would love that. They really should have, like, you know how there's like live PD?
Yes.
They should have like a live court thing, where they just go in there and like the weirdest cases are the ones that we tune into.
Don't they call that People's Court?
I mean, it is, I guess, every episode of like Judge Judy. But I mean, at the same time, that would be hysterical, because sometimes the stuff that comes in and out of police courts, like the events that happen there, are some of the wackiest things that you've ever seen. And I'm a huge fan, a massive fan of watching people who really deserve it while they're getting their sentencing just break down in tears. And is it like sick that I get a sick pleasure out of that?
No,
because like there was this one girl who had accused a guy of getting raped. I mean, of raping her. And the judge like basically turned around and was like, yeah, since you falsely accused this guy, you get, and she just starts breaking down crying. And
that's called justice.
I can think is like, you cry a lot.
You just another little piece of the puzzle.
Oh man.
No, that's called seeing justice. And we never think we're going to live long enough to see karma swing around and whack the other person in the head. Although, judge not, lest ye be judged.
True story.
There's that.
True story.
The Supreme Court and the Trump administration, they are defending the provision in the Lanham Act, saying the government is simply declining to promote speech and attaching legitimate conditions on a federal benefit. Because when you think about it, it is the government, giving you protection for the name of your company. I mean, that's all that it amounts to.
Right.
But still, if you walk in there, my brand name is Fucht.
Yeah, but even if it wasn't, though, why is it the government's job to tell me what I can and can't call my company? Let's say that
they're not saying you can't call it that. They're just saying we won't protect your name.
But see, even then, that is technically saying like the picking and choosing because someone else can just come along. If you have that name, they can just come along and be like, oh, we're going to use that name too, and by the way, we're suing you because you're using our name now, and that's the whole point,
right?
You are legally, contractually obligated by the registration of the state to protect your name. So, but let's say that you want to call it the F word, right? Your business can live and die off of the fact that somebody wants to do business with a company that is called the F word. All right. So basically what the government is saying is, we're not going to protect you, which basically makes your entire, like, we're not gonna trademark it. Therefore, the entire point of your company is unsafe. We are not going to make your company safe, which makes it completely up for grabs by anybody who wants to sue you for not having or for having the same name or anything like that.
Right.
So it is at the end of the day the ghost of MoJo Dude. So the door just closed all by itself, which is why we stopped talking, and that was crazy.
Freakish.
Yeah. But in any case, so this is the government deciding who can't have certain names. Or what kind of name it is, really.
It is rather ironic, though, given not some of his tweets aren't would be considered crass by some. The president's tweets. So it is fascinating. This being hailed as a good decision by the president.
Yeah.
Let's remember what he said in the van, which I don't care, but it's just it just seems a little I don't know, hypocritical. I mean, for instance, the gun box. I mean, think about that, the gun box.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take that a couple different ways.
I really could. So what if I wanted to call my company the Gun Box?
Well, you can't because the gun box actually has that patented.
Well, I know.
Trademarked.
I know that now.
See? But, well, it could be if you were something different if you didn't hold a gun. I mean, if it wasn't a box that held a gun.
Yeah.
But then you go tripping down the whole euphemism trail.
The euphemism trail?
Right. Tripping down the euphemism trail. I mean, if you want to just take it at face value and go to the gun box, I mean, that's a box that holds your gun.
Right.
Not in a euphemistic sense, in a truly literal sense. A very nice box that holds your gun.
Yeah.
A box that is more like a piece of furniture than just I mean, calling it a box is almost it's not descriptive enough because it's got round line. It's very it's sexy. It really is a sexy looking box. It's got curves in all the right places. Am I wrong?
Brad, do I need to leave you alone
with the box?
With the box for a little while?
Well, if you want to. I mean, if you can't handle sitting there and
yeah, I think maybe I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. Let you get this out of your system. Then we'll come back.
Have to go to the milk joint. If you got to keep your gun safe. That's
right.
The bottom.
That is
See,
100% accurate.
Now you can't hear anything but euphemisms when I say this. Go to thegunbox.com and see for yourself. It's like no other gun safe you've seen. I promise you that. It is so stylish. It's almost too pretty.
Yeah?
It's almost too pretty.
But also, you know what's pretty?
Me?
Is being able, besides Brad, is being able to keep your gun safe and accessible at the same time. That's pretty.
Yes, it is.
That to me is pretty much the one of the great things about being a gun owner is you are ready at a moment's notice, while at the same time your kids or anyone you don't want messing with it will not be able to actually get into your gun box at all. So, gun box.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Plus, they have an app that if somebody messes with your gun box, it sends you an alert.
That's awesome.
So you know if the box has been moved, if it's been shifted, shaken, rattled, stirred, whatever. You'll know it. It's a
rattled and rolled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've got the original gun box and they've got the tactical, which is just really cool.
Yeah, the tactical one.
It holds more than one. The bottom line is this: you need to make sure that your gun is safe. It is out of the reach of kids and anybody else in your household that you don't want to obviously have access to it. Go to thegunbox.com and you will be able to find just that, thegunbox.com.
Yeah, boy.
Speaking of guns.
Yeah.
Did you see the new gun bill in Colorado?
The one that allows you to essentially seize a gun?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have been writing about that at redstate.com.
Figured you might be.
Yeah. All right.
This is scary.
So, it's not the first of its kind. The Democrats have tried to pull this before. So to explain this, it's called the red flag law. Essentially, the entire thing revolves around someone coming up to somebody, or like a judge, or a city official who would deal with this kind of thing, and essentially saying, hey, John over there, he's a shady character. I don't think that he's safe. I think that maybe his guns should be taken away from him. At which point, the judge would say yes or no based on, I guess whether or not they like the guy. They think they like the cut of his jib. I don't know, but and
it's not just a long arm of the law. It's family members or roommates.
Right. But here's the bad part about that is they hold a hearing, which let's say that you're the person that is in question right now. They hold a hearing where you're not invited. You don't even know that it's happening.
So you can't face your accuser.
You can't face your accuser. You can't put up any kind of defense.
But you're not being accused of a crime.
Right. You're not. You're just being accused of being a shady character. Somebody doesn't like you, and therefore you shouldn't have your gun. So essentially, if the judge says, you know what? Yeah, that sounds a little crazy. They don't even have to, like, from what I understand, really provide hard, solid evidence. It's just a bad feeling, man. It's just a bad feeling.
Yeah.
So basically, the cops will come and they will seize your guns. And then your Second Amendment right is suspended, and they hold a second hearing. This one you're invited to, and this one you have to actually earn your Second Amendment right back. You have to earn it back. Your Second Amendment right, a right, not a privilege, a right. You have to earn it back from the government, which took it from you without evidence, without due process.
Okay. What if somebody had said this about Dylan Roof or that scumbag that shot up Lakeland?
You're playing devil's advocate?
Yep.
Okay, let me go ahead and play that with you. So, Dylan Roof and the Parkland kid.
Yeah.
I actually hate using their names. I don't want to. The
only reason I'm not using, I can't remember his name. And
Yeah.
it wasn't important enough for me to remember his name. So,
so they had.
He's a scumbag.
They had exhibited all sorts of previous behavior that made them a danger. In fact, especially when it came to the Parkland kid, who is a perfect example of laziness of certain law enforcement agencies.
Right.
They actually had to interfere with the kid many times before that. The kid himself, at one point in time, came to them for help and was like, "I'm disturbed, help me."
Right.
Parkland authorities did nothing. They did nothing because they were too concerned with putting up some kind of, look for them. Like they didn't want their numbers thrown off.
What about
in terms of
Stephen Paddock?
The guy who did the church shooting in Texas?
No, Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything for that.
But
I mean, like, the only thing I can say to that kind of thing right now is, look, you live in a free society.
Right.
All right. You have to live with certain dangers because freedom and chaos are they're cousins.
Is this a case of better that a guilty man go free than an innocent man be jailed?
No, I mean,
well, but is it? I mean, it's the death penalty argument. It's better than a guilty man be set free than one innocent man be jailed, have his rights and liberties removed.
I'm against the death penalty for a multitude of reasons, but I would say this: look, I think that the whole 10 guilty men go free instead of one innocent man suffer is a stupid argument. All right, because, like, look, I'm not going to have 10 guilty men just go free just in case one of them is innocent, okay? It sucks, and I hope I'm never that innocent guy who gets falsely charged. Believe me, people get falsely charged all the time. It sucks. And I think, though, as technology progresses, this starts to especially as a society develops, that starts to become more rare. But still, in the case of my Second Amendment right, in the case of your Second Amendment right, all right, it is a right. It is a right, first and foremost, okay? It is not something that the government can just take away at a whim. This red flag law is 100% unconstitutional. It has been ruled unconstitutional in several states before. And the fact alone that, like, I think it was like 63 or 67 counties within Colorado, including Weld County, have basically said, look, if you guys give us the order to collect a gun, we're not going to do it. We would rather go to jail than seize these firearms.
Sheriffs have said that they would go to jail before they would enforce this law.
Exactly. It tells me a lot.
I was going to say, that says a lot.
Yeah.
The problem being that anybody can make this accusation. Think of it in a divorce. Think of an ex-spouse or an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. They can be vindictive as hell and just say, you know what? There were several times I thought he was going to shoot me.
All it takes is one salty person.
Yeah.
To just go up to a judge and be like, yo, I don't feel safe. This guy, just the other day, I watched him flip off a box of puppies. And then like, I think that, he's exhibiting this behavior that I consider to be dangerous. Okay, well then right after that, the judge can either say, especially, think about it this way, if the judge is anti-gun in the first place, it can come down to his bias too, not toward you, but toward his stances on firearms or anything. And maybe he just has a chip on his shoulder and he just likes to exert power because judges aren't perfect. All right. All he has to do is say, yep, go get his guns.
That's the problem. Once you do that, you're abdicating all of you're abdicating your rights to the government.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's the government actually saying that you don't have rights.
Right.
It is theirs to take as they wish. This has been happening in Colorado with not just guns even. It's also been happening like the cake baker guy. This guy can't even run his own business the way he wants to without the government stepping in and being like, no, you have to bake the damn cake.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because Colorado is a beautiful state.
Oh, I love Colorado.
What happened? It's like they do this to Colorado. They do this to California. Two beautiful places.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But I mean, like, they don't, I don't know what it is about leftists. And they're like, hey, you know what? We live in one of the most magnificent pieces of God's creation.
Let's screw it up.
Let's act depressed and nasty all the time and just try to tell everybody what to do, because that's what I'm inspired to do right now. Why do you turn seriously? Can you guys move somewhere like miserable, please, like Seattle, or where everyone's depressed all the time? Or can you maybe just move to take New York? New York, you can have it. All right, I'm not a big city guy anyway, but leave me Colorado, leave me California. Okay, just go somewhere else and let us be happy in happy places, okay?
Yeah.
And let me have my guns. Get off my jock.
And by the way, stay out of Texas.
Yeah, do that too.
I'll get somebody on the phone, but we don't have enough time. We'll have to get to him after the top of the hour. Techru, what effect do red flag laws have on well-known advocates for the Second Amendment when anti-gun activists can harass a judge who's probably left-leaning anyway and convince them their target is dangerous? And that's true.
Yeah.
Freedom is a complicated process, isn't it?
Oh, I want to talk about freedom and chaos because something pisses me off about all this. Well, what about the dangers?
Right. Never run with scissors. Your Daily Mojo continues in mere seconds.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. French authorities pulling out all the stops in their investigation of the fire that ravaged the Cathedral of Notre Dame. Prosecutors say there is nothing to suggest arson. They are looking at welding work being done as part of a renovation project. The BBC's Hugh Schofield in Paris says the extent of the damage, while shocking, is also reassuring.
Nearly the entire roof has been destroyed. It consisted of hundreds of metre-thick oaken beams and was in itself a rare feat of craftsmanship. The spire, too, has gone, collapsing dramatically into the inferno, and some of the stone vaulting inside the cathedral has also been destroyed. But the essential structure of Notre Dame emerges from its ordeal unscathed.
And the focus now turns to rebuilding. Wealthy French citizens have already pledged hundreds of millions of dollars to reconstruct the iconic 12th century cathedral. The public will see the special counsel's Russia report on Thursday, but not all of it.
The Justice Department scrubbing the report of grand jury and other sensitive information. Democrats are demanding the whole thing, not the sanitized version. And former federal prosecutor David Weinstein says while there's a chance lawmakers will see some of the redactions,
none of that will be able to be shared with the public.
But the parts that will be released could help the public decide whether Attorney General William Barr did the right thing, and already saying there's not enough evidence to prove President Trump obstructed justice.
Whether his decision was one that was based on the law or it was one that was politically motivated.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
The 24-year-old Minneapolis man accused of tossing a 5-year-old boy 40 feet off a balcony at the Mall of America due in court today. Emmanuel Aranda allegedly told police he was mad at being rejected by women at the mall. The boy hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Now futures up 149. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
It's a funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone.
raduzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism, so you're burning more.
Yeah,
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. RidUZone.com. RIDUZone.com.
You know what makes you feel really good about yourself? Doing something good for somebody else. If you'd like to do that today, go to jdrf.org. Join them in the fight against type 1 diabetes. jdrf.org. It's something good you can do for the world.
jdrf.org.
A former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become National Senior Advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
MoJo 50.
Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
Now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called RidUZone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to RidUZone.com and try today. You're going to love it. RidUZone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
If you have not yet registered to win the gun from TRA Guns, do so today. Do so this minute if you have a second, unless, of course, you're driving, and then wait until you have stopped safely to enter our contest. You can either go to mojo50.com and click the red banner at the top, register to win there, or at traguns.com as well. It's just easy. Just go to mojo50.com and click the banner there. That's number one. Number two is, don't forget, in 3 days from now, that is 3 short days, it will once again be Suspicious Package Friday.
Woo!
Hold on, there's got to be... Oh, hold on, there's something here. In 3 short days, it will be... No, Suspicious Package Friday.
My favorite day of the week.
So get them in 6125 Airport Freeway, 2nd floor in Haltom City. What the hell is the address here?
It is 6125 Airport Freeway, Haltom City, Texas, Suite.
Okay.
201A.
This is not a suite.
76117.
A suite conjures up really pretty places? No.
Well, I mean, this is a suite of happiness.
That's
Brad.
true. That's a good point. Just address it to the Mojo River. It'll get here, too.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
So on the phone, Ed is calling with you had a point about the dangers of freedom. First of all, good morning, Ed.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for the great show.
Oh, thank
Enjoy
you.
Listening to it every day.
Oh, you're not listening to us?
Yeah, true.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a point. Brandon made a comment that living with some dangers is a price of freedom, and I actually kind of disagree with that, because every place else lives with the same dangers that we do. We just have the natural right to protect ourselves.
Right.
So I don't really see it being any different.
Well, I mean, it's not about the difference. It's about the fact that if you allow people to do certain things, that you're just going to have to live with the fact that sometimes these people are going to do stupid things. And while you are correct, I do not disagree with you at all.
They do it everywhere else too.
No, for sure, I don't disagree with that.
That's my point. So it's not. Right. Again, I know what you mean, and it's just more or less that everywhere we all live with the dangers, and
right.
We just have the right. And it's a natural right. Even the Second Amendment really doesn't make any difference. It's just we've given ourselves a protection. So
no, absolutely.
Again, it's a minor point, but yet it's one of those things that would sure like to.
Unless you live in Chicago.
Well,
Well, then they've taken away.
Well, they're right. Yeah, exactly. Their freedoms are lessened.
Yes.
I will to your point. To your point, and I want to make this very clear. I don't think that freedom is more dangerous than not freedom. You know, the tyranny is far more dangerous than freedom ever will be. Because, like, to your point, freedom gives us the ability to actually defend ourselves against certain dangers. All right. I'm just saying, however, that in the case of someone like the Vegas shooting, you know, or shootings where somebody did not exhibit any prior weirdness or danger to themselves or something like that, they're going to make stupid decisions, and some people are going to get hurt. All right. That is true. However, I would much rather, as Thomas, was it Thomas Jefferson who said it? Who said, I would much rather have dangerous freedom than safe tyranny. All right.
Exactly.
And there is so dangerous. I mean, there are dangers to freedom. You know, like, you know, if you have the freedom to drive your car as fast as, or without a seatbelt on, you know, you run the risk of crashing and getting tossed out of it. But that's the decision that you made. That's the risk that you decided to take. All right. There are dangers associated with any freedom. However, like you said, statistically, it seems to me that whenever people are free to do what they want, they become
more
safer.
We're more safe. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's the point that I was trying to make on it. It wasn't. I don't think we're any worse off. I think we're better off being free.
No, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Even Chicago still beats the hell out of living in some other third country crap hole.
Yeah.
So marginally.
Yeah,
marginally.
It was a short point. I'm going to get back to work, but thank you guys again for the great program.
Hey, thanks for calling in, man.
Every day.
All right. Thanks.
You betcha. Have a great day.
You too.
By the way, I want to encourage anybody. If you disagree with me, by all means, call in. Let's talk. I love that.
If you disagree with me, by all means, go F yourself. Saddle effing tramp.
Brad sensitive.
Human nature prevents us from living in a completely safe society. That's why it's better to have the ability guaranteed to us to use the best possible means for protection. Yes, and that's just it. As long as we're going to have the freedom, as long as we have the freedom to protect ourselves, then I'm good with it. It's when you start trying to take away the my ability to protect myself from your right to be an a-hole,
right?
Then we're going to have a problem. Otherwise,
let's take a look at something like an interesting statistic. All right, in the UK right now, they are having like a 53% increase in knife crime because you can't own a gun.
Wait, but knives are illegal too over there over a certain length.
You're right.
How can that be that they're having that crime?
Well, that's a really good question, Brad. But, you know, why are there still drugs going around even though we've got a war on it?
Thank you.
Yeah, but you know, right now they've got a 53% increase, give or take, in knife crime, and it's only getting worse. That was a huge spike, right? They're not allowed to own guns, all right, and so you have this huge problem. However, in Texas, we're encouraged to own guns essentially, and statistically, gun owners here in Texas are statistically less dangerous, more law-abiding than our own damn police force. Okay? All right? We
scary.
We have a murder rate that is so minuscule that quite literally the UK wishes they had it. So, in essence, whenever you actually have an educated public and a public that can defend itself, because an armed society is a polite society, you actually have less death, less atrocities. All right? So I always kind of consider what the UK does or what the Democrats want us to do to be a very backward thing. It is incredibly backward and not well thought out. All right. We know for a fact that since the 1950s, over 98%, y'all, this is not a fake number. 98% of mass shootings have happened in gun-free zones where you're not allowed to have one. It tells you that these people who want to go out and hurt people with guns are looking to do so against people who can't defend themselves, who aren't armed. It doesn't matter if you take guns away. They're going to find, as the UK has demonstrated, they're going to find something to come and hurt you with. All right? Violence and bad people happen. It's a thing. You should be able to have a right to defend yourself by the best means possible. So these gun laws like Colorado, which take away your right, are completely not only just unconstitutional, they're nonsensical. They're nonsensical. There's nothing that proves that they will help anybody. Now, I understand that there are certain cases, like, for instance, the Parkland kid, where, yeah, maybe we should look into that. But for the rest of everybody else, just by somebody getting a bad feeling, no. Because, like, let's also keep in mind, Brad, that many of the people that the government would consider unfit to own firearms are veterans.
Yep.
God forbid that you're a veteran and at some point in time you had to go to counseling or something like that because, yeah, you're suffering from a little PTSD, or maybe you just need to readjust.
I've had this discussion with guys who are in private security now that are former military, and we've talked about the fact that they've had PTSD. They're afraid to get formal, legitimate, licensed counseling.
Yeah.
Because if it goes on their record that they are either PTSD or depressed, whatever, that they run the risk of having their carry permit pulled.
And that's so sad that our own veterans have to be afraid of losing their rights. Just simply because they went and fought for our country, they experienced some really heinous stuff and had to come home and talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. They end up depending upon each other. The brotherhood. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the danger that we live with.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? I would much rather, again, dangerous freedom over safe tyranny, because tyranny is not safe, period.
No, it's not, because then you're putting all of your eggs in the one proverbial basket.
Exactly.
And it could be the basket of crazy.
Exactly. And here's the thing about, like, even, I know that we live in a republic where we vote in and vote out politicians all the time based on how much we like them, but here's the thing: despite the fact, the one flaw that America has is, despite the fact that we have these interchangeable politicians that come in and out of office, the laws that they create stay around forever, unless we get rid of them. And that's something. So even if you have a tyrannical person voting in a person who is not tyrannical, it is so difficult to take a law away. It's nearly impossible, because you can never have many people, especially at the time, if that law was popular. You can't have a lot of people all the people getting together and say, yeah, let's revoke this law. Look, take Social Security, for instance. We're never going to get rid of that. It's here to stay.
Obamacare.
Exactly. Obamacare. It's here to stay. So we actually have we live in a society where, like, we get mad when our politicians don't create enough laws. And it's like, look, no matter how free you think we are, like, we still have all these laws on the books that are making us not free. And at some point in time, if you're not fighting hard enough, they're going to create a law that, just like the one in Colorado. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is just, stick with dangerous freedom. All right. If ever you get scared or somebody does something that makes you go, that should never happen again, the answer is never. You know what? Let's give the government more power. Don't do that.
No kidding. Great point.
Thank you.
By the way, it's brought to you by Cat Coolers. By Cat Cooler. Another great point. If you want to keep your drinks cold, if you want to get out on the lake this year, if you want to get out on the any kind of water.
Yeah.
If you want to just go hunting, if you want to go camping, if you want to go someplace where there's not a refrigerator, you need a Cat Cooler.
Yeah.
You need a good-looking, stylish, effective box that keeps your stuff cold.
Right.
Now, you could put everything, you could put ice and, let's say, your drinks into a cardboard box. That wouldn't work so well.
Yeah.
And, if you don't believe me, just try it. And when it becomes soggy and you go to pick it up and everything falls out the bottom, you'll remember my advice. Go to catcoolers.com. Because I guarantee you fill the thing up with ice, you can fill it up with your drinks. When you pick it up, the bottom will not fall out.
Amazing.
Right? When you really stop and think about it, a Cat Cooler is just a truly remarkable piece of technology, especially their blue collar coolers, which have the lining that turns blue when everything's cold. So you don't have to do who wants to stick their hand all the way to the bottom and see if it's
Unless it's a hot day, in which case that's a very pleasant sensation.
And have you ever bobbed for beers? Because that's fun.
I have not bobbed for beers, but now that you're talking about it, it sounds kind of like a fun thing to do.
I've done a lot of things for beers.
He's bobbed for other things for a beer.
You'll have to tune in later to find the rest of that story. In the meantime, however, if you go to Cat Coolers and you use promo code Brandon, you will, in fact, get that 10% discount. That's right, isn't it? 10%. Yeah,
10%.
For some reason, I was is it 10%?
That's how much.
I'm having one of those days where thoughts fleet in and fleet out.
It's like I think it's that Tuesday feeling, because Monday you're just like, I'm back at the grind. Because like the weekend now, I think 2 days, honestly, 2 days to have off from work is like more of a tease than an actual release, because what you got to do stuff during the weekend, you feel obligated to get out and do something other than sitting around all day and yada yada yada. And then Sunday, Sunday for me, I use it to clean and do errands and stuff, which I actually like to do. But I mean, like at the same time, like you need a third day just to be able to do relaxation things or just something that you really enjoy. Instead of it, like you don't feel obligated to do it. So cat coolers. Get a cat cooler because owning a cat cooler is like having a weekend wherever you go.
And be thankful you're not in New Zealand. They just signed it into law.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. They just signed into law the bill that outlaws military style weapons.
Oh my God, I hate that word.
Assault weapons. By the way, this is an assault coffee mug. Because if I hit you in the face with it, yeah,
this is my assault tumbler.
In Wellington, New Zealand, their governor, the governor general. Okay, first of all, can we discuss their titles? Can they not be one or the other? Do they have to be the governor general? New Zealand's governor general Thursday formally signed into effect sweeping gun laws outlawing military-style weapons less than a month after a man used such guns to kill 50 people and wound dozens at 2 mosques in Christchurch. Which, of course, now that they're outlawed, this will never, ever happen again.
Hang on, Brad. Let me go ahead and ring my assault bell here.
I see, yeah.
That was a good point.
That will put your eye out.
Yeah.
Governor General Patsy Reddy signed the bill as police said a gun buyback program will be announced to collect the now banned weapons. They will be illegal starting at midnight. This is actually last week on the 11th. But police said that a brief amnesty program will be in effect until details of the buyback are announced. For people who find themselves now in possession of a prohibited firearm, we ask you to please notify us. This, according to Police Deputy Commissioner Michael Clement. The collection of firearms.
Is he the general police?
No, apparently he's just the police deputy commissioner.
Oh,
I'm trying to do the New Zealand. I'm just going to make him. I'm going to make him Irish.
Oh, okay.
The collection of firearms will occur at a later stage. That's too much work. I just got lazy there for.
It's just straight up.
I'm just going to read it. He added that for now there is an amnesty in place. We ask people to please notify us. Anyone who retains such a weapon now faces a penalty of up to 5 years in prison. Exemptions allow heirloom weapons held by collectors or weapons used for professional pest control. So. Now, if you want to go out and commit a heinous crime, you just have to find a professional pest control guy and steal his.
Oh, good.
This is the idiocy of this sort of a law. It doesn't. It's already illegal to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is already illegal to do that. What you've done is you've taken the guns out of the hands of the good guys.
Exactly. This is punishment of innocent people for something somebody else did.
So now when the jackass gets a hold of the gun and he goes somewhere and decides to use it in a manner in which it should not be used, you are going to have a tougher time finding something to use against him.
Maybe you can find take off your shoe and throw it at him.
That works. Well, unless you're George Bush, then you can duck.
Oh God, yeah. You know what? I seriously, if I had a dodgeball game going, George W. Bush would be the first guy I picked.
First pick, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he was like like Neo from the Matrix.
Right? That's Nero. The House of Representatives on Wednesday passed by a final vote of 119 to 1. 119 to 1.
One guy. One man.
A man. Who is the one guy is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Or was it a woman? Did they allow a woman to vote on a gun bill?
I don't think they allow them to vote.
I mean, seriously, what the hell is wrong with them in New Zealand?
Yeah, I think that's it's a little much.
After an accelerated process of debate and public never let a crisis go to waste.
Yep.
Yep. The government acted quickly to change New Zealand's firearm laws, and police, they're now responsible for implementing and enforcing these new laws.
Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Because here's the funny part. Whenever they first were like, hey, let's start everyone turn in our guns, only 37 people were like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give my gun to the government. We're going to be safer. And then, so now only 37 people, they're like, well, we got to do something legally in order to make them turn in their guns. So now they're actually, this is what happens when you don't have a constitution with rights in it, folks. They just
the government just comes out right out, and it took them a month.
Yeah.
A month to outlaw.
Off of a reaction.
Yes.
This is the definition of a knee-jerk reaction. Screw the facts. Screw the facts. Knee-jerk reaction. We're scared. We're scared and we're going to act. This is the magic of having a constitution. This is the magic of having rights. All right?
Everybody slow your roll.
Exactly. Let's slow down. Everybody chill out. Let's figure this out. And you know what? Because the government is so slow to act, the United States it's the most successful country in the world in history.
We're doing our best to dismantle it, though.
Well, you know, if you first you don't succeed,
right?
Try again.
By the way, there's only 4.9 million people in all of New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what when everyone starts. Oh well, this worked for you get the healthcare debate. Oh well, it worked for blah blah.
Yeah.
Yet there's 6 million people there. Mm-hmm. We got more in the backyard in Texas.
Quite literally, they're in my backyard right now.
Yeah. It's so anyway. So yeah, New Zealand is a gorgeous place.
Yeah. Oh God, I would love to visit New Zealand.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But now this scares the hell out of me. For even I mean, could you start thinking about, okay, where would I, if I was going to retire, if I had money and I just wanted to go anywhere,
mm-hmm.
I could go buy a ranch in New Zealand, just go live,
right,
live off the land and live in the middle of nowhere and not have to deal with sheep all day.
Oh, dude, I would love to just deal with sheep all day.
But now
I deal with sheep here.
Right,
that's the problem. I'm dealing with way too many sheep here.
So now they've taken this away from us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's terrifying that. And you've got England, like you were discussing with the knives and you cannot legislate morals. You cannot legislate a person's conscience.
Well put.
There are always going to be crazy people.
Exactly. Disarming yourself against the crazy people is not going to keep you any safer. But I mean, like, the sad part is it's getting to a point where, like, places that I would love to visit or love to see, I no longer want to go to because quite literally I feel unsafe going there. Paris, I would love to go to Paris. I would love to see Paris. But quite literally now, because they are idiots and you can't defend yourself, all right? And they have no-go zones because they're trying to be so woke that they're just allowing migrants in by the truckload, and then you have incidents.
Poof, you have Chicago.
Huh?
I said, poof, you have Chicago.
You have Chicago, exactly. Germany, God forbid. There are parts of Germany that I will not step foot in. And you know what? Sadly, the government is is cool with this. They're cool with the fact that, you know what? You feel unsafe? That's okay. At least we're not racist. All right? You have
Switzerland. That's a last best hope, Switzerland.
Switzerland quite literally is like the last best hope for mankind. But
they are.
Even London. God forbid you walk down the wrong street. You're probably going to get knifed. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. It's scary. Okay? Honestly, if they actually had a way for me that I could just walk down the streets of London. This is why sometimes I fantasize about, like, creating my own country, like buying some kind of South American country who no longer has the ability to afford being a country anymore.
Do you wear a crown?
No, I would quite literally. I would take the George Washington route,
King
but I would
Brandon.
create a constitution that was so iron tight against the government.
Yes.
All right, and it would be a libertarian's paradise. There would be some laws. For instance, don't murder people, don't rape people, don't steal.
Rule number 1. Just make it a country of rule number 1. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. But that could be very generally defined, I mean,
I think then you
But I imagine a country where quite literally it is fashionable, like the Wild West. It is fashionable to walk down the street with the gun on your hip. Okay, like no one's going to freak out. All right. Whenever a tragedy happens or an atrocity happens, you are quite literally forbidden by the Constitution to have a knee-jerk reaction over it. Congress people cannot give themselves raises except to adjust for a little bit of inflation.
Nah, screw that. Don't even give them that. They've had enough for long enough.
You think?
Yes.
All right. Congress people get a set minimum amount.
Thank
You are there
you.
to serve, not
Yes.
to rule.
Thank you.
And I want that completely understood the entire time that you're there. Okay?
Yeah. Do your job, 2 years, go home.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. Everybody gets term limits. I don't care what section of the government you're in. Everybody gets term limits. And if you are making policy, if you are helping decide policy, you are elected by the people, period. Period. Okay? There are no unelected officials. Period.
Some random
Period.
CERN has screwed up our universe. The Mandela effect is in full swing.
What's the Mandela effect?
Oh, the Mandela effect is when, the Monopoly guy. Does he have a monocle or not? Everybody, collectively, Kmart, did that ever have a dash?
No.
Mandela died in 1994. Nelson, it's based on the Nelson Mandela having been dead for like 20 years, but he wasn't really dead. Oh. Mandela effect is a fascinating thing, but I'm trying to figure out how, and it's James in Louisiana, some random jackhole. CERN has screwed up our universe. The Mandela effect is in full swing. Damn it,
the Monopoly guy doesn't have a monocle.
See? Exactly. That's the Mandela effect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about that next because I'm still not sure what he's talking about. Yeah. Daily Mojo continues in mere minutes.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Tax day is come and gone, and I'm sure you're glad that you had to cut that check if you did. But something may have seemed different when filing your 2018 taxes, or even when you got your regular paycheck throughout the last year. Some would call that different thing more money in your pocket, because 2018 was the first year of the new tax law in practice. Unfortunately, reality and perception seem to be far different when it comes to this law. And on Monday, the New York Times published a story actually admitting something that had to kill them, that most everyone did indeed get a tax cut. Included in that admission was a survey done earlier this month that noted a nearly 40% of survey respondents believed they had received a tax cut. Furthermore, only 20% of those respondents were certain they received a cut. The reality, just shy of 65% of all American taxpayers received a tax cut thanks to the 2017 law. When you break down things by income levels, only those earning under $30,000 were even close in perception versus reality, with 2.1% more receiving a break versus believing they would. No group had a larger discrepancy than those earning over $100,000. They believed that just 46%, but 89% actually received a tax break. In between those two estimates, the New York Times points out that every other bracket saw at least 69% of the people receiving a break. Those earning over $50,000 saw an 80% chance they received a tax break, according to the Times story. So why the perception gap? The New York Times even had to admit this after looking at the actual facts. Quote, to a large degree, the gap between perception and reality on the tax cuts appears to flow from a sustained and misleading effort by liberal opponents of the law to brand it as a broad middle-class tax increase. I'm Andrew Coppins, and this has been By the Numbers. You can follow me on all the socials at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, what were you saying that, who had a good point?
Oh, National's Emergency actually had a really good point. If you start a libertarian paradise and use gold and silver as your currency, there won't be any inflation.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
See, you just
problem solved.
Free range prisoner, you're off to a great start with your government rules at the Brandon Morse. Now add no pensions or unions for all government officials.
Done.
I totally agree.
Done.
How did the government workers get a union?
I do not know. I just know that a lot of there's so much shadiness in government. The swamp is so damn deep, and we will never drain it. Ever drain it.
That's at this rate, no. We won't.
If we have if every politician that we ever elected from here on out was Dan Crenshaw, we'd be fine.
But then you have the deep state, though. You got the deep state that all those people who are embedded in the substructure of government they're not elected, they'll never go away.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. No unelected officials.
No.
None. Because that for me right there, I hate that stuff. Like, seriously, like the EPA, the EPA decides so much of how our society like does commerce and like the regulations that it has. Like it is a ruling class by all definitions of the word, and yet not one of those people was elected by the people.
And wasn't the original mission of the EPA to reduce our dependence on foreign oil?
I don't even know.
Was that the? Yeah, I
don't even know.
Was something else. So the Mandela effect is a weird, and you'll realize that you've had a lot of different examples of it in your life. This is according to Buzz. This is the simplest. I'll just read what BuzzFeed wrote. There's an unexplained phenomenon you've probably experienced without knowing it. What it's called, it's garnering more attention. The Mandela effect is what the internet is calling those curious instances in which many of us are certain that we remember something a particular way, but it turns out we're incorrect. Name of the theory comes from the many people feeling certain they could remember Nelson Mandela dying while he was still in prison back in the 80s. Contrary to what many thought, Mandela's actual death was in 2013. False memories have some people thinking their memory sucks, but some wonder if they've gone to a parallel universe or if time travelers have gone to the past and slightly affected our present, or if they're simply losing their minds, whatever it is. For example, Oscar Mayer. A lot of people, they look at the logo, they think that's spelled Oscarmeyer, and it's not. It's Mayer.
As per the song?
As per the song.
Did no one listen to the song?
Apparently not. How about the show with Sarah Jessica Hardbody in it? The four girls.
Yeah, Sex and the City.
What's it called?
Sex and the City.
So say it slowly.
Sex and the City.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a victim of this too. I've always thought it's Sex in the City.
In the City?
Sex
yeah,
in
I
the
thought
City.
it was Sex in the City too.
And it's Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Many of the Queen song, We Are the Champion. Many of those familiar with the song remember the final lyrics being "No time for losers," because we are the champions of the world. No time for losers, because we are the champions of the world. Wrong.
No?
There is no of the world.
He says of the world.
No, he doesn't.
What does he say?
Hang on a second. Let me.
I swear he says of the world.
All right, let's go to the end of it. Blah blah blah.
Sorry, Facebook.
Yeah.
Say it, Freddie!
Weird, huh?
Of the world.
Right.
Thank
I
you,
swear
Ron.
that's there.
Thank you,
Me
Ron.
too, and I'd always thought the
Is
same
it not
thing.
somewhere else in the song?
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
definitely in the song there.
But not at the end.
I paid my dues.
Right. But not at the end. The Monopoly Man. The Monopoly Man is another example of the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
He never had a monocle, but you picture him with a monocle.
You know why?
I think I confused him with the peanut guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's the top hat. That's what gives it
That's
away.
what it is.
By the
Now,
way,
we all have...
What's the name of the Monopoly guy, by the way?
Frank.
No.
Mr. Moneybags.
What?
Mr. Moneybags.
Is it not Moneybags?
Nope. It's Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Pennybags. That's interesting.
Rich Uncle Pennybags. That's funny.
Is the you know this one, Brandon? Is the tip of Pikachu's tail black?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
No, no, his tail is no, it's not.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
not black.
Yeah, it's not black. However, never mind.
What?
Nothing. I wasn't gonna say anything.
You're about to expose your black shoes and slip on black socks and slip on shoes, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
The bear.
It's not. It's because Smash Brothers is just a really fun game, folks. You got to play Smash Bros.
It's
just
the Berenstein Bears. They're actually not the Berenstein Bears. It's the Berenstain Bears.
That sounds more like a mispronunciation that just caught on. That's happened all the time.
Curious George, the monkey with the banana.
Yeah.
What color's his tail?
Oh God, I never looked at his tail. I don't know. I just straight don't know.
I haven't looked at his tail.
Yeah.
Either. I look at a lot of tail, but not that one.
Not that one? That's because he never had a tail.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It was in the shorts.
He has a tail, right? Or did they chop it off?
Yes, that's in the shorts. I'm being bell efficient. Damn it! When I'm being bell efficient, I depend on you to be bell efficient.
I don't have that kind of mind. I miss so many bells because I'm just not thinking about it.
Did you just say I don't have that kind of mind?
I don't do the whole my innuendo clock or innuendo finder is sometimes.
See, right there was one.
When I'm on like a thought process, I'm not thinking about like wait for the or be sure to look for the so's your mom moment or the that's what she said moment or anything like that. You know,
you're too tense.
I'm too. Is that what it is?
Yes, you're a wigwam and a teepee. All right, so Chick-fil-A. How do you spell Chick-fil-A?
CHIC-FIL-A.
Ron?
CHIK-FIL-A.
Did I not just say that?
You're both wrong. No,
What?
you said CHIC.
Oh, did I?
Is it CHICK?
Yes, it's
Chick.
Chick-fil-A. It's CHICK-FIL-A.
Huh.
I think I was just looking for a funky way to spell chick. I don't know.
So, all examples, again, of the Mandela effect. Wondering whether or not you've fallen into it's kind of like the Scotty, beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah,
never said on Star Trek.
Yeah,
he never said beam me up, Scotty. And another one, Luke, I'm your father.
No, he never said that.
Luke, I'm your father.
He actually said, no, I am your father.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wow, you are exposing your black
You know
size
what?
and slip-on shoes.
You know what? I'm a nerd and I'm proud.
C-3PO. What color is he?
He actually has two different colors.
You know, obviously.
Yeah. I'll let somebody else answer then.
Ron.
I don't know. I would say either brass / gold or chrome. But I've seen him both, I think.
You know, he had the entire, and you don't realize this until you look at, he has had a silver leg the whole time.
Yeah. One of his legs is silver. And then one of his arms is red now. Yeah.
Silver and gold.
Yeah.
Silver and gold.
The entire time. Yeah. One of his legs was silver.
And that's the, I guess a lot of the stuff, a lot of the dolls you can get. Yeah, I'm sorry. They're not called dolls. Posable figures. Collectible figures. They're freaking dolls.
Oh, man.
They don't show the silver leg.
Yeah.
And that's, so I guess if you find one with a silver leg, it's like a collectible.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers. Except I can't play it because they don't have it. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Entry sings a little ditty. What is it that he says? What's the opening line of the Mr. Rogers song? Dun, 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 dun. It's a
beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All right, and what do you say, Ron?
That's what I was going to say.
Something, something, something.
Wrong.
Would you be mine?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Semantics, Brad.
Okay. Oh, really? From the writer, words don't matter?
Okay, the only one that I know of is what were the first words that Neil Armstrong said when he stepped foot on the moon?
That's one.
That's not the first. Wait. When he first stepped foot on the moon, or like just period? Like
the famous words that everybody thinks they know.
I think I know. That's a small step for man.
That's one small step for man.
A giant leap for mankind.
Right, but it's supposed to be a man. One small step for a man.
Mm-hmm. But he flubbed his line.
He screw his line up as he stepped out on the soundstage?
He says he didn't flub it up. But when you listen to it, it sounds flubbed up. But the word, the letter A is supposed to be in there.
You know why? Because they used the third take when he jumped out of the lander, and he distinctly remembers him using the first take.
That's what it was.
How else do you think? Okay, See how easy it is to cover up that lie?
Mm-hmm.
It's really simple.
Speaking of covering up a lie, just real fast, because we talk about Netflix a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the whole Our Planet thing?
I guess not.
Have you watched Our Planet yet on Netflix?
Like are you saying Our Planet?
Yeah,
or?
it's called Our Planet.
Okay, for the BBC.
No. Well, I mean, like it's in the style of BBC. Like
okay.
it's got.
I think I may have. I've stumbled across. I don't know that I've watched any of the why.
Did you like the David Attenborough does the So it looks like a Planet Earth kind of documentary,
right?
Only this one was like actually run by like the WWF, not like the wrestling.
The World Wrestling Foundation.
No, it's now the much more boring like World Wildlife Federation or something like that.
Yes.
But they like bought Netflix time and they decided they were going to pull off like some kind of Planet Earth ripoff and they call it Our Planet, and it looks exactly like a BBC documentary.
Well, so it's not.
Well, no, it's not at all. It's actually purely a Netflix thing, and but they wanted you to think it was like one. And they even had David Attenborough. But did you see that? Have you watched it yet at all?
No, I think no.
Okay, I do not recommend it for Netflix and chill. But they at one point in time had this entire scene where like walruses are apparently committing suicide or like they're being pushed off of cliffs
by other walruses.
Essentially, yeah, like because they're crowding and stuff, and like the walruses are like it's really sad scene. Like they're hanging onto the cliffside, and then they just fall to their deaths, and they actually show it, like them like crashing against the rocks and stuff like that.
If this story ends up like the dolphin sex story, I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
No. But then like they were talking about how like, well, this is due to climate change. This is all because of climate change. The walruses don't have enough ice to spread out around, and walruses, they need more space. So like, but the ice is melting and yada yada yada. So they all have to crowd around, and like they're up against cliffs and stuff, and they fall off the cliffs, and like dozens of walruses like die. It shows them like bashed against the rocks, and they're dead, and yada yada yada. And then they were like, yeah, it's all because there's no more. There's not a lot of ice anymore. The thing about that is like, there's still plenty of ice, but walruses, by nature, tend to crowd. They crowd around themselves, and they just happen to be in a place where there was a cliff to their back.
Uh-huh.
And what they don't tell you, quite literally, is that the reason that they were getting pushed off the cliff was because the walruses were panicking because there were polar bears nearby. You know the polar bears that aren't around?
Right, yeah.
The ones that are dying off?
Right.
They were like, apparently this one town had like a polar bear problem.
Wow.
And these walruses that like to crowd together at this cliffside panicked because there were more polar bears than necessary.
And they have really poor depth perception.
They don't understand because they're stupid. Walruses are stupid. And
wow,
so
they speak very highly of you.
Well, you know, I mean, I love the walruses, but they are stupid.
Cuckoo-ca-chook.
But then, like, they were like, yeah, it's because of climate change. Climate change did it. And then the scientists came back at them. Were like, look, walruses love being around. Even if there's, like, space around, if you look at walruses, they are, like, packed together. It's like a Japanese train. All right.
They are because they don't like to be around others that aren't like them. They're the racists.
They are insanely racist.
Of that whole
they're kind of like
world they're part
Nazi-ish,
of.
really.
Right.
You know,
they're the Nazis of the.
So remember that when you watch them fall off a cliff.
But this kind of did have the same kind of ending as the dolphin sex story. They're all going to die.
Everyone, yeah, they're all going to die. But no, it's to your point. You know, like. They want you to remember something a certain way. You know,
yes.
Like a very sad scene of watching walruses try to not fall off a cliff and do anyway, and then they show you hitting they showed you them hitting the rocks, which is something that you would find on like a subreddit where you watch that kind of thing, you know? And then they try to pass it off to you as like, oh, it's because man-made climate change, walruses are dying horribly. Oh, sad. But let's not tell them. Don't tell them about the polar bears. Don't say anything about the polar bears.
Well, see, the thing is, we know about the polar bears and the grizzlies that congregate around the MoJo River. So we have evidence of it on a daily basis that it's all bogus.
I am like, yeah. Well, I mean, the walruses are at the MoJo River
Yeah, they sit on the rocks.
They just sit on the
They're
rocks.
lazy little bastards.
They really are.
Jack Hole Angry Beaver says, what I learned today compared to Wallace is that the Brandon Morse is a genius.
Thanks, guys. That makes me happy.
Saddle effing trap. No, real Brad Staggs. Everyone knows in the third take, Neil Armstrong leapt from the lander doing a Creedence Clearwater Revival air guitar solo. Screwed the whole thing up.
Yeah, I had to go back and read it.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, sorry guys. Let me get back in. I'll everybody back to one. Okay, yeah, I'm ready in 3, 2, and that's one small step
for what was it?
Damn it, I forgot again.
All right, back to one.
DMX DM. I thought Armstrong's first words were get out of my way, me first.
I could actually, you know what? I could actually see what was
he
it?
He stood at the edge and went bonsai.
Exactly.
Hold
Geronimo!
my beer. Hold my beer.
I could actually see that because for a fact that like the whole one small step for man thing was absolutely scripted. That was scripted.
You think so?
There's no way that. No,
as a writer, you would say that.
That wasn't something that Neil Armstrong, I feel like, would have just made up at the moment.
Wow.
I think I'm not calling. No,
Wow.
Neil Armstrong's a great man. I just don't think that. I kind of agree with Eddie Izzard. Great words. Or maybe was it Eddie Izzard or was it?
It was Sam Caldwell.
Or was it? It was either Eddie Izzard or it was actually. Gosh, what is it?
Bob Stevens.
Yeah, that guy.
You got it. Work through it. Work through it.
Sure.
Come on. You got this.
Sure.
Come on. What was his first name? How many syllables? What did it sound like?
I suck so bad at this job. I am so bad at this job.
No, don't be so hard on yourself.
No, because like he's a very famous comedian. He's been in a million movies. He died because of depression, and I can't. Robin Williams. It was either Eddie Izzard or Robin Williams who said it during a comedy special.
What did he say?
Where they were like, great words. I just don't think they were his words. And I actually kind of agree with it. I'm not sure that that was something. I think that they actually made that up for him. It was a scripted moment. But I wonder if it was as live as we. I'm not saying it wasn't live. It was live.
Oh, listen to who's coming over to the It Could Have Been Stage
No. We were on the moon. That is 100% true. We were on the moon.
How do you know?
See, I knew Brad was going to go there with that. Brad likes to do that.
Prove it to me.
How do you know we were there?
How do you know? I'm not saying we weren't. I'm just saying, how do you know?
I guess I don't.
You were 100% sure a second ago.
See?
Well, I mean, like, because I'm trying to think through my head, like, there's got to be proof out there, and I 100%
proof on the moon, but we can't get close enough with a satellite to take a picture of it. Apparently.
We can see Uranus rings, but we can't see the moon. I know it's Saturn. Don't email. We can't see the dark side of the moon.
I definitely think we that we went.
So notice how it went from we definitely were there to I definitely think we went.
I've got faith in the fact that we went.
You have faith in human beings? So you're saying you have faith in human beings?
Yes, absolutely I do. Just because some people out there are completely horrible doesn't mean that everybody else.
I can't believe you say that about ELS Jackhole.
It was Eddie Izzard. It was Eddie Izzard.
Or
Dick
was
Bear
it
says.
Robin Williams?
No, it was Eddie Izzard.
ELS Stealth Jackhole. This is not the tail you're looking for. See, it's the Curious George without the tail.
Yeah, that's actually Curious George without the tail. I never even thought about that.
See, no tail.
But that wasn't me misremembering something. It was just me not thinking about something. I've never thought to look for Curious George's tail.
How do you know?
I just never really thought. I never laid awake in bed at night going.
Oh, I think I confused Curious George with the monkey in Dora the Explorer.
You would,
because that monkey wears shorts.
He does have a tail.
Is that a euphemism? That monkey wears shorts. Let me just tell you what that monkey. Hey, I ain't got a dog in that hunt, and that monkey wears shorts. Did they have a gun on board the lunar lander? Did they have any guns on when they went to space? Do you think they took guns?
Well, that's a good question, but I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious because
in case one of the astronauts flips out, the other one can shoot him.
No,
for whatever reason.
What if they ran into moon people?
Oh, good point.
And they were hostile.
I mean, they never
Moonshins. If they ran into Moonshins,
they got Moonshins going on.
Those would be Munchkins. They never mentioned it. I mean, obviously, and this, by the way, brought to you by TRA Guns, the most convenient gun store on the planet Earth, or on the moon. They never mentioned it, but you couldn't shoot a gun in the space capsule because you'd cause a hole in a massive vacuum.
And then you would,
suck
then
the
you would
life
have
right
more
out of you.
problems. Could you fire a gun in outer space?
Well, let's see
because it's not. Yeah,
the last time we had this conversation, we got Skip on the phone, and he said you could. You remember that?
No.
Yeah.
We had the discussion of sex in space.
Yeah.
We did not talk about guns.
Well, I mean, that's a firing a gun.
We talked about guns that day
well,
too.
in theory, we talked about if you
equal
shoot
and opposite reaction kind
But
of
here's
thing.
the thing: is there enough oxygen for the mini explosion in the shell to take place?
It would have to because it's encased. Doesn't matter whether it's because that's encased in the shell.
So you're saying that it's an airtight case?
Yeah, you would still be able to shoot that.
Or would you? Because it depends on the combustion of the gunpowder.
It might just go. Thunk. But I'm telling you, it would still explode in there.
One more time on that. It might just go. Wow. How do you know?
You know, I mean,
what, been in space?
I guess maybe in space, though, I mean, you could actually have a CO2 rifle that could shoot
under
powerful
pressure.
enough.
That's because it's compressed.
Right.
Yeah.
But a bullet.
But I mean, but that's how we get around in space is via the expulsion of air, right?
No.
Yes.
No. It's no.
Fred, they can still fire. They can still fire
right.
rockets.
The rockets
in
would
space.
right.
They can still fire the rockets.
I'm just
so I guess
working
that's
through
true,
this.
yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just working through it.
But we also use compressed air to navigate space.
No, I take that back. They use their liquid hydrogen. So that's different than gunpowder. You know why? Because one's liquid hydrogen and one's gunpowder. I know that much.
You probably wouldn't see a flame shoot out of the end of the gun.
Right.
Well, that takes away all the fun, doesn't it?
Right.
Right.
But you think the gun would fire? That's a good question.
That is a good question though about the. Well, I mean,
I don't know.
If the air,
there are people out there listening to us right now screaming at the radio.
If there is air inside, if it is kept inside of the bullet casing, like it can't escape, then yes, it will ignite inside and propel the bullet forward.
And you know this because you're a freaking scientist?
What if it
How do you know
propels
this?
you backward?
It could do that too.
Carry a laser slug.
It could do one or the other.
Says they
or
did.
Both.
They had sidearms in the capsule. How do you know? Were you there?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody, all the jackholes are suddenly
We're all just looking at each other like, how do you know? Can you prove it? Huh?
That's what you'd expect a jackhole to say.
This is us screaming at the radio.
We're all paranoid at each other.
Sex Bob-omb says they had guns in space. In the documentary, saw about a ragtag group of oil drillers that drilled a hole on the asteroid and blew it up just before it killed the Earth.
Don't wanna close.
See? Everyone who's watching this. Okay, so no one knows if they had guns except carry a laser slug. Who, you know how they are. They'll say anything. I don't know if you shot the gun or if it would just be like a big old dud. If you pull the trigger, like you said, thump, thump, and then the bullet just comes, the slug comes out the end.
It floats out the end of the barrel.
You're the one going backwards, like,
So if someone fires a gun at you in space, you just do the Matrix move. Whoa. And it goes right on by you. So I don't know if it would or not.
You would actually have to have a counterforce in order to fire a gun in space. So, like, for every bullet that you fired, or any amount of force that was applied to you by the gun, you would have to have an equal force pushing against you to keep you where you are.
Boy, I tell you what, it is rough having a whole room full of scientists here. It really is.
It really is.
I mean, it's tough.
Like, no matter how you look at it,
when you know as much as we do,
huh?
When you know as much as we do, it's really scary.
We need Skip.
Yeah, we do.
We need Skip for this.
I wonder if Skip would ever be interested in doing a radio program. I don't think he's ever been on the air before.
I don't think he would.
We just wrap this thing up.
What do you mean it's let's go?
Yeah, that's the sound of the old 11 a.m. Central blowing through the station. It's the end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo, but before we go, as always, let's solve some more of the universe's problems and find out what we learned today. We learned that walruses are dying because you're driving an SUV. You selfish
They're
bastard.
pushing each other off of cliffs.
Just because you want to have that nice Chevy Suburban sitting in your driveway looking all bad and stuff.
100% I'm going to...
Jeez.
Yeah.
We learned that apparently there's either LSD in the MoJo River or in the water supply here. One of the two. Because I'm coming down now and I need another hit. And we learned that it is tough to win an argument when you are in a room full of rocket scientists. We've just proven that this morning.
We are 100% rocket scientists.
We are the smartest people I think I've ever met. And one of us is smarter than the rest. We'll just leave it right there. The Brandon Morse, what, if anything, did you learn today, by the way?
Oh, God. I learned that Brad thinks that many conspiracy theories. You can convince. It's like a Mandela effect, but with conspiracy theories for Brad.
What did I say?
You can 100% convince him of anything.
Nope. What have you convinced me of? All I asked you is, how do you know we were on the moon? That's all I just.
How do you misremember? Somebody was actually putting up a fact about that, and I feel like, I feel like I could put doubt in your mind very easily.
There is doubt in my mind, so that you've already put the doubt in my mind.
Raider says he's coming on Friday to teach a class on physics.
Really?
Okay.
Do we have to wear pants?
No.
Why is that the first question you ask?
Why isn't it the first question I asked?
What else? Oh, yeah, I learned that Walmart is a great place to be at any point. There needs to be a live PD, but like a Walmart edition. It's like right now there's nothing happening at the Walmart in Alabama. Here we are in Tennessee, though, where right now a mother and her son are going ape crap.
Walmart cam.
They're just going nanners.
That's our next channel. That's our next channel, the Walmart.
The most asked question on the show, what in the hell is she wearing?
Right. Oh, it would make $1 million.
Rye Brad said you can lead a Morse to water, but you can't make him think.
And one of those just for good
Zig
measure.
the Gator said MeWe is a figment of our imagination. Apparently, Brandon and Brad don't seem to remember that we exist. Oh, my God.
Wow. Did someone needs to change their diaper?
Seriously?
There's someone sitting in a poopy diaper.
Holy
crap.
crap.
Yes, exactly. Peachy, you're going to need to take care of things for me. And that's not a euphemism. Just take care of things for me. Jeez.
Leprechaun 420 said the bell count for today is 21 missed innuendo bells, 21 actual bells, and 7 horns. 7 horns. That's more horns than usual.
Okay, obviously Leprechaun was drunk and not up and awake when we started the show, because I think we even started with a horn. Just saying.
Tons of horns today.
Wow.
It was a horny kind of day.
It was, see? And once again, proving my point, there's LSD in the MoJo River.
Something like that.
There's something in there.
Something in there.
Stop drinking the water.
Jackal Angry Beaver says Brandon Morrison cited Star Wars. What is a fire? That's a laser.
Yeah.
They were firing lasers, bro.
Isn't it the same thing? Isn't it? Anyway, we will get to those new numbers on procrastination as soon as Doc Thompson returns from his vacation. Your Daily Mojo is, in the meantime, a Ron Phillips production. Wherever you go, whatever you do, remember to follow 5 rules, and you got a shot at being right and being happy. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
See ya.